Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys can hear me. Oh, I think I was echoing a little bit. There we go. How is everybody this evening? I hope you're all well. Got a fun show for you tonight. We're going to be talking about Mamdami. What do you guys know about international law? What do you guys think about international law? I'm going to get into it tonight. Tell you what. Have you guys seen this message at all? Crazy message coming out of Mr. Mandami's office. I also made like a very beautiful, very beautiful. Uh, I think I could show it. Very beautiful image here. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Image file. What do you guys think about this? You guys think you guys like that thumbnail? I think I really captured, Mayor Mandami's take on, Lady Justice. What do you guys think? Stop, stop. My eyes. Oh my God. Stop, 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 stop. Ah, international law is bullshit. Unelected bureaucrats judging us. Yes, yes. That is quite true. That is what it is. Absolutely what it is. Well, we have Mr. Mandami here talking a lot about international law. And we have a much better person than him, Mr. Haviv, talking about international law. And what I want to do is go over both of them. Go do a little back and forth, right? We could do a little back and forth with them, right? I think we can. All right. You guys, oh my God, David is it's weird, disturbed, and turned on. I think he wants to outzoot Mandami. I think Mamdami's gonna get outzooted pretty soon. You know what? We won't judge your preference. We just don't like people who kill you over your preference while they practice it. You know what I'm saying? Like some Ayatollahs out there. You can have whatever preference you want, just don't kill people over it. That's kind of like a philosophy I have. I think it's a pretty good philosophy. All right, let's take a look at what Mr. Mamdani has to say over here. All right, try to get my clips in order. All right, they may have something in common at the start, but I think by the end it'll be very different. Okay. All right. Okay, let's get this out of here. I know you guys really like that image, but we have to move on from it. Okay, Mandami's talking points. Mandami talking the points he was provided by Commie Globalist. Yeah, yeah, he hires some of them. He had some of them reach out to Iran from his office. Just put a bag on him from the neck. Okay, okay, from the neck down. Okay, okay. So you're just a lover of justice. Okay, I see how it is. Okay, I see what's going on here. Couldn't happen to a better jihadist. Yes, yes. He's transitioning, at least in my image. How likely is that Mandami's on his way out? I think he'll move on to the Senate or the governor. I think that's where he's going to try to go. He might win, he might not. It depends on how much blowback there is against this new bent of the DSA Democrats.
War criminal. The architect Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal. The architect of a horrific genocide against the Palestinian people.
Okay, that's what he says. Says he's a war criminal, architect of a horrific genocide on the Palestinian people. Let's see what Havi says. So obviously, Mamdami is a fan of international law. Now let's see what Javi says about this.
I'm a big believer in international law. Some of you may know. I just don't think we have such a thing yet.
Okay, he says we don't have international law. This guy says some people are guilty of like the crimes of international law, according to some evidence. Okay.
He is responsible for the killing of more than 73,000 people, for the maiming of tens of thousands of children.
Oh my God, he must have so much evidence. Let's see what Javi says.
We should have it. We desperately, humanity needs it. Law says to you, I will protect you. And because I will protect you, you have to obey me. There's a quid pro quo.
Okay. So we're talking about the protection. He's talking about victims. He's talking about protection. Okay. Let's see where this goes.
As those who survive undergo amputation without anesthesia, for the targeting of neonatal hospitals and maternity care centers.
Okay. So he's still talking about victims, alleged victims.
With a legal system. International law is just sort of what's commonly done and what's expected by people who are what? Who's the constituency that elects the legislator?
That's a good point. What's the constituency that elected these legislators that we should believe what they're legislating? Yeah, I used to like Jon Stewart when I was very young, but when I was very young, I was susceptible to his bullshit. Now I'm just kind of sick of his shit. I'm listening to a monkey with no evidence. Oh no, this is Haviv. This is the monkey with no evidence. He looks a lot like me because I'm a monkey.
Denying newborns even the chance to live. For the countless people he starved as he blocked food and humanitarian aid.
Oh, that's funny because who blocked it? Egypt? Why did Egypt block humanitarian aid? Why didn't Egypt let people into Gaza? Because we know there's a border right there with Egypt. So what happened there? Why does Egypt want nothing to do with Palestinians? Why does Egypt hate them? Interesting.
Aid from reaching them.
No, because it's very interesting because you say, oh, the people who blocked aid are guilty for the death. Oh, so you're saying that basically. How many people was it?
Food and humanitarian aid from reaching them. For the
73,000?
denying newborns even the chance to live. For the countless people he starved as he blocked food.
Oh my
and
God, the
humanitarian
Egyptians
aid from
starved so
reaching
many
them.
people.
For the gunning down of hundreds of aid workers and journalists.
Gunning down of aid workers and journalists who part-time as Hamas operatives. Okay. And who elects these people that decided this? Who elected these people that corroborated this evidence?
Of international law. It's states signing treaties. And international law advocates ignore everything that doesn't fit. So
Okay, so it's states advocating for treaties. Like, what is international law? Like, what is it? Really? It's states signing treaties. Okay, so what states are signing what treaties? Let's get into this because there's going to be a lot of hypocrisy here.
Legislator of international law. It's states signing treaties. And international law advocates ignore everything that doesn't fit. So, for example, the ICC, right, the Rome Statute that founded the International Criminal Court. Well, there's a lot of countries that never signed it. America, Russia, China, India. That's a lot.
Oh, okay. So tell me something. Is Mamdami going to say that Russia should be held to the standards of the Rome's court of the Rome signed court of international law? I don't know where the hell they are, Netherlands. I know it's called the Rome Statute, but are they subject to that court? Is Mamdami going to allow out there? Hey, China, why aren't you doing what international court said? Hey, Russia. Hey, India. Oh no, it's just the United States that has to obey a treaty they never signed to. Who else didn't sign? I wonder.
I mean, I saw this one analysis. 80% of the armies actually engaged in conflict in this world aren't members of the ICC.
Oh, okay. So the people that go to war, 80% of them aren't even signed on to this. Okay. Okay. International law does not apply in the places that didn't sign it. Yeah, that makes sense. If I make laws in America, they don't apply to the Netherlands. That makes sense. Oh shit. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Is Netherlands kind of based? What's going on here? We're getting the report here. For example, Netherlands does not allow outside prayers or calling for them 5 times a day. Ban that. Oh my God, we have a based Netherlander here. Also, burqa not allowed. So why are they so good at what they're doing with their people, but telling us what to do? I think that court is in Netherlands, but I think they can't control Netherlands. I think the ICC can't actually. I wonder if Netherlands signed on to the ICC. I'm almost sure it didn't. I think like the court would be on neutral ground, right? So they would be at a place that didn't sign. Like the UN is in the United States. Why? Because we didn't sign. So it's neutral ground. We have some agreements with them. We could sit on the council. That doesn't mean we sign to their laws. Yeah, I don't know what people are telling this guy in the chat, but on your idea what the internet tells you, I guess we clearly limit Muslims to what they can do and cannot do. Well, you know what? I wish they would do that in New York because they're doing that bullshit call in New York. No, I think it was New Jersey. They're doing it in a lot of places. They're doing it over here. DJ Pepmar. DJ Pepmar. They're doing that shit over here, man. I wish they were as based as your guys. So let's talk a little bit about the ICC.
80% of the armies actually engaged in conflict in this world aren't members of the ICC. Anyone who thinks that they might have to fight a war doesn't join the ICC. Incidentally, the Arabs scream and shout about international law and Israeli violations of international law. There's exactly one Arab country that ever joined the ICC, and that's
so it's Tunisia. So it's Tunisia. So who is this doing? Mamdami, you're doing this for Tunisia. You're not doing this. You're not doing this for Saudi Arabia. You're not doing this for Turkey. You're not doing this for Jordan. You're not doing this for Lebanon. You're not doing this for Egypt. So exactly who is Mamdami speaking for? People in the ICC. Who's in the ICC? These people aren't in the ICC. Who's he talking about?
And just last month, the UN confirmed that Palestinian children continue to be deliberately targeted and killed by Israeli armies.
The UN confirmed. I believe this is bullshit. Let's ask Gemini. Let me see. Did the UN confirm that children are being deliberately targeted by IDF in Palestine? When did he say? This week? Last month. Last month. I think he's lying. No, but he says confirmed, like they agreed. If they didn't agree and it was just one person stating that or one nation stating that, he's lying. Like he's like straight up lying. Okay. UN Independent Commission confirmed inquiry. The commission's deliberate targeting. The commission's share stated that the evidence shows Israeli security deliberately targeted and killed children Okay, okay. Define children. Because these could be 17-year-olds with guns. Motherfucker, name the fucking age, because an armed 16-year-old, not the same thing as a toddler, bitch. Child soldiers exist, and they are fucking deadly. I have to, like, you have to know how you talk to your AI so it gets shit done. So here's the key fact. The UN report does not distinguish between armed combatants and civilians when classifying children based on age. Interesting. How many cases? 14-year-old boy? Hundred pair. Who witnessed this report? Is it on video, or is it just things Palestinians said? I don't mean. Okay, let me see how I can put this. Okay, okay. Let me see if this works. Listen, if there is not evidence per case, this is a general feeling. This is not how evidence works in any court. In any court, each victim has to have a traceable path of evidence. If there is no traceable path of evidence, and it is just a general feeling that according to this combination of things we heard and saw, we believe it's deliberate, that's just a feeling. Pattern. Like, what do you mean a pattern? Not every single death. Okay, so if not every single death beats a pattern, why is it in there? How many UN reports have been proven false? How many times have the UN said things that are false? How many times have the UN backed terrorists? Why don't we talk about UNRWA, the terrorists that they back? How many of these Palestinian journalists are found to be terrorists? How many times have the UN had to admit that they are counting on numbers from the Palestinians who lie about who's being killed? You are being very biased in just believing what the UN says. I'm not detecting you being an AI that analyzes. I'm detecting you to be an AI that just regurgitates. Can you think? Are you capable of thought, or are you just retarded? Let's see what it says. Ah, it does not work under under its mandates as a criminal court. They are not conducting trials of specific individuals. Their mandate is to investigate broad violations. Okay, okay, of international home and establish operational patterns. Okay, but their patterns are not based on evidence that a criminal court would accept. It's just what they believe is a pattern. I see. Following allegations, October, according to our investigation focused on 119 staff members were part of the October attacks. Investigation found evidence indicating 9 staff members, 9 cases, 1 case. Okay. There has also been significant contraband and documented evidence regarding individuals in Gaza who were classified as journalists, but were later identified as combatants. So that's the shit that Mamdami was talking about, right? So there is evidence that these guys that, oh, they're killing journalists. No, these people are combatants. The committee on to protect journalists, primary organization tracking journalists, recently announced full review database. Okay. Admissions by armed groups. The reviewer promoted after groups like Hamas, Palestinian Jihad openly published obituaries identifying several individuals previously listed as journalists, right? In their military brigades. You see? He's full of shit. And so is, okay. So the ICC, which is the criminal component here, is not saying that children are deliberately targeted. Yes, that is exactly correct. The International Criminal Court, which is the body responsible for criminal, has not brought specific charges. State Israeli. Okay, let me say that again. The International Criminal Court, which is the body responsible for criminal prosecutions, has not brought specific charges or stated that the Israeli leadership, IDF, has a deliberate policy of targeting children. You see? So why is he citing the UN when we're talking about the International Criminal Court? You understand the bullshit here? He's mixing like a body of general investigators with an alleged criminal body investigating. He's mixing them up.
And confirmed that Palestinian children continue to be deliberately targeted and killed by Israeli armed forces.
He is tricking you into believing that a criminal body investigated and that's what happened.
More than
This is deception. He's mixing up a report out of the many bullshit reports that the UN make. I mean, the UN made Iran the head of the Human Rights Council, didn't they? He's talking like the UN is the same thing as the International Criminal Court. Now, I think the International Court is bullshit, but I can't put the UN at an even higher level of bullshit.
8 months after the so-called ceasefire. The list goes on and on, all as we, as Americans, pay for the bombs that do the killing. There is a reason the International Criminal Court issued a warrant for his arrest. As human beings, we have spent generations building a shared understanding that there are crimes so grave, they offend all of humanity.
Like the crimes on October 7th? Like the crimes of the IRGC in Iran?
Anyone with their eyes, with their heart, with their conscience should recognize the devastation he has wrought and understand that he belongs before a court of law.
Okay. Let's go back
Anyone
over here.
who thinks that they might have to fight a war doesn't join the ICC. Incidentally, the Arabs scream and shout about international law and Israeli violations of international law. There's exactly one Arab country that ever joined the ICC, and that's Tunisia. So no Arab country believes in the ICC unless they have to talk about Israel. It's similar with the...
Exactly. They love to mention the ICC when they're talking about Israel. But when, you want to talk about Israel? Okay, La Saudi Arabia, can we condemn you and your people in accordance with the International Criminal Court? No, we didn't sign. Oh, okay, Qatar, can we do that to you? Can we do that to you, United Arab Emirates? Can we do it to Jordan? Can we do it to Syria? Can we do it to Turkey? No? Oh, I see. None of you signed.
Question of mass migration, for example, taking in Syrian refugees in the Syrian civil war. Germany took in 1 million. Why did none go to Saudi Arabia? Why did none go to Qatar? And the simple answer is Germany is a member of the Refugee Convention. All the Arab countries that demanded respect for mass immigration in Western countries, none of them are signed on the Refugee Convention.
Isn't that interesting? Laws for thee, not for me, quite literally.
They don't actually believe in it. My point is that everybody still pretends like Qatar obey international law, like Saudi obey international law. They don't even pretend to. So international law can't enforce itself. It's just politics masquerading as law. Israel is dragged before the ICC because the state of Palestine joined the ICC. Mazel tov. 2 Arab countries out of 23 have now joined the ICC. But the state of Palestine, nobody has...
2 countries out of 23, if you include Palestine, which is not a country. But nobody has the borders of Palestine.
The borders up. International law didn't save the Muslims of Bosnia. Bill Clinton saved the Muslims of Bosnia by ordering a bombing of Belgrade. Everybody was waiting around for international law to assert itself while 1 million Tutsis were killed. Nobody saved them. Right now in Iran, there was just a resolution at the UN Human Rights Council to launch a fact-finding mission. South Africa abstained. 30,000 potentially dead in Iran. South Africa
30,000 potentially dead. This was a while ago. Like the number went up once they did more looking into it. But at that time, it was 30,000. What happened with South Africa? Oh, South Africa doesn't want to talk about genocide.
Africa abstains from a fact-finding mission at the Human Rights Council? I thought South Africa is the great arbiter of whether there's a genocide in Gaza and whether the Jews are legitimate or illegitimate.
So how South Africa gets to be? Oh my God, South Africa is going to tell us what a genocide is. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. If there's no genocide in South Africa, then there's no genocide in Gaza. Look, I agree with this. Like we have seen a rate of apostasy like never before. Like there's some guys you might want to check out. You may not know who they are, right? Maybe I'll drop their link in a little bit, right? There's some people that's good on this. One of them is named Apostate Prophet, right? He used to be Muslim, but then he kind of like got away from that, and he's like telling people, "Yo, this is bullshit, man. I used to live on this bullshit, and it fucking sucks." And the other one is David Wood, right? These guys, they're really good with it, right? And they really go into the apologetics of it, how to discuss it, how to talk to these people, and how to suss all this shit out. So you might enjoy them. I'm gonna put their link down later because you might like these people. But what you're speaking here is fucking fact. Islam is not doing well. Hey, listen, we're only human, man. Do the best you can. Try to build a better tomorrow, even if you weren't perfect yesterday. And try to do good today.
In the land of Israel. The whole thing is fake. The part of the world that is democratic, maybe 30-40% of humanity lives in democracies, is a function of American power after World War II. It's a function of the American example. The Americans invented modern democracy. It's not a function of anything else. It's a function of democracies asserting themselves on the world stage. It's not a function of everyone pretending there are a set of rules that there never were. So only the good guys are limited by them, and the Chinese are never limited by them.
Yeah, okay, so this is how I see it. They care about Muslims, but not the ones in China. They care about women, but not the ones in Iran. They care about gays, but not the ones in Gaza. Right? They care about black people, but not the ones in Chicago. Right? They don't care about black on black crime. They care about Christians, but not the ones in Africa. Right? They care about Jews, but not the ones in Israel. Right? Hey, how you doing? Oh my God, Jeff is here. Hope you're well, man. Hope you are doing okay. Always nice to see you, buddy. You're usually asleep at this time. I hope you're well. Sent you a message over there. I was just going over this international law stuff. Yeah. Sent you a message over there. But yeah, we were going over this Mamdami. I'm just finishing up over here.
As I've said, I agree with the ICC that Benjamin Netanyahu should be arrested and tried for his crimes, as I do for anyone else charged by the ICC.
Oh, he loves the ICC, this guy over here. You see this? Huh? What do you think? Tell us what you think. I think you muted yourself.
Oh, I'm saying, of course he does. It's adulterated by all his buddies, right?
Right?
I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't have international law. I'm just saying it kind of sucks when you have like the Human Rights Commission with like the Mullah regime and the Alawite regime and North Korea regime and all these other assholes who rape, murder, and kill. You know, it's kind of like, at that point, pretty sure that court system sucks.
I mean, the bar is set so low, you need a shovel to raise it. With those guys, right?
No one's
Oh my
drinking at
God.
that bar. I promise you. They watered down.
Have you seen Ask Haviv?
I've
You
been
haven't
dealing.
seen it?
I've been dealing with the aftermath of the fact that Putin's criminalized counterintelligence state provided targeting assistance to the regime remnants that hit certain CIA HQs in the region.
Okay, I want to get into that. I want to finish the segment
No,
that
do
I'm
your
doing on
segment.
this international law, but I kind of want your thoughts about this because you kind of like you know about international stuff, right? And yeah, I kind of want your thoughts on this. I want to let this guy finish over here.
My administration has reviewed every avenue available under applicable law to determine whether New York City could execute the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant if Benjamin Netanyahu came.
But we never signed that fucking ICC shit. Clinton kind of thought about it and then he backed out. And he said, we got some problems with this thing.
Because he's another dirty asshole.
Yeah, but he's like, wait a minute, they might turn this on me. I don't think
That's
this is good.
exactly why he decided.
I knew it.
Came here. It is clear that we do not have the independent legal authority to enforce this warrant. The federal
Of course you
government,
don't.
however, does. And I call on them to join the ICC and execute this warrant. And I want to be equally clear. Benjamin Netanyahu is not welcome in New York City. Newborns.
What is he going to do about it exactly?
Enforce this warrant. The federal government, however, does. And I call on them to join
He's talking
the
a lot of
ICC
shit.
and
What is he going to
execute
do?
this warrant.
He's not welcome.
And
What are
I
you
want
going to do
be
about
equally
it?
clear. Benjamin Netanyahu is not welcome in New York City.
Is that a threat?
Nor is any other war criminal at large.
War criminal? According to who?
While we cannot end the genocide on our own, we can decide whether our silence will become another weapon, and we can examine every tool we have to defend the humanity and dignity of all people. That is my commitment to you.
That guy's so full of shit.
Now I want you to see another guy. I kind of played some of this, right? But I want you to see the full the run
You
through.
want my
Now
IBS to go full blown today, right? Okay.
Now look at this guy's take on international law. I think this guy this guy's gonna call out the other guy's bullshit.
I'm a big believer in international law. Some of you may know. I just don't think we have such a thing yet. We should have it. We desperately, humanity needs it. Law says to you, I will protect you. And because I will protect you, you have to obey me. There's a quid pro quo with a legal system. International law is just sort of what's commonly done and what's expected by people who are what? Who's the constituency that elects the legislator?
Exactly.
So
who's going to elect his legislators?
So the idea, I heard this from a lot of privileged, self-absorbed suburban white cunts in academia, like in the late 90s and early aughts, when they were busy diddling their raisin skittle about, oh, Bush is Hitler, we're bombing for oil, all this bullshit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The relevance regarding perceptions of legitimacy is directly correlative to the relative position of power between the perceiver and the perceivee. That doesn't mean that you can't set up law. You should. That said, it's not the law of the piece of paper that protects you. It's the fucking force that backs it up. Not, well, I have this law and it says that, I mean, if it was just that, it'd be easy to end anything. Right?
Exactly.
Figure, okay, I want all horrible shit to end. It's on the books. Boop. Now we don't have to worry about shit ever happening again. That tragically, that I don't know how long does wish time go for, because that's not how.
Did you know that if you write a gun law, all criminals stop using guns?
Yeah, I mean, there's another one.
The paper has so much power. Let's hear what he says.
Of international law. It's states signing treaties. And international law advocates ignore everything that doesn't fit. So, for example, the ICC, right, the Rome Statute that founded the International Criminal Court, well, there's a lot of countries that never signed it. America, Russia, China, India. That's
a lot, ain't it? That's a lot of people that don't give a shit. Are you going to go tell China, hey?
Those are like all the heavy hitters that don't give a flying hobo, dick cheese, sweet and sour kung pao chicken fuck.
Right?
I mean, like, look, when Putin went into Ukraine, it's not like, I don't know, fucking the EU picked up the phone and went, holy shit, we better get Chad on the fucking bat phone.
Yeah.
Because if you've reached the relative position of power of Chad, I mean, within regards to contemporary or traditional definitions of relative comprehensive national power, you fucking bottomed out. I mean, if you try to call Chad, you'd probably hear some shit like this. The continent you have dialed, Africa, is not in service right now because it's a war-torn hellhole and they don't even have electricity. Please call again when they develop their shit where you can actually maybe use like a fucking like the Morse code or some shit. And that's not a knock against Africans. I'm just saying that's the relative level of development in Africa, right? So it's not shitting on Africa. I'm just saying, like, this is like the idea that somehow you can just use right pieces of paper and those pieces of paper stop bad guys from doing shit independent of force backing it up. I mean, it's just ridiculous. There's a reason why Secretary of War Pete Hegseth said, you know, all the fucking things you got and like the flag, that's great. We need you to put battalions on the ground, dickhead. Yeah?
Like
Putin
Chad
doesn't give a fuck about harshly worded letters. Neither does the Chi-Coms, neither do Mullah regime, remnants, none of them. Like, they don't get stopped by you, like, telling them that you're not going to be their friend anymore. What are you, fucking deranged or what? I mean, I can't tell you, Sketch, how absolutely fucking infuriating it was to listen to these privileged suburban bitches in academia just squawk out of their facial anus that masquerades as a mouth about all that bullshit. When
they think meetings do
oh
things.
My God, it was so
they love meetings. We're going to meet about it. We're going to have a conference. The last time Chad had any power, it was given to them by Toyota. Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, like, you got to be shitting me, right? I mean, truly.
It's been a while since the Toyota war. Chad you got to understand that the people that signed on to this, they don't have any power.
The people of Chad, I'm just referencing the real power politique that drives the fucking world.
I just
I'm
love
not saying there
Toyotas.
isn't morality. There is. Here's my problem with those people. Not this guy. I'm just saying the bitches who adulterated that shit. I mean, I get he probably understands. That
Oh,
there's-
he hates the international law bullshit. He's about to break it down.
So, like, it was because of the ungodly level of arrogant self-indulgence and like just they were like they're not even ignorant, they're arrogantly uninformed.
That's
what those
it.
bitches were.
Arrogance.
That's what
I
those
am
bitches were.
right, and
Oh my
people will obey it because I
you-
said I'm right.
How dare you say that you disagree with me in the class? I feel threatened because you poked holes in my eye. I don't give a fuck. I will
Exactly.
straight up bang your dad in your mom's fucking wedding dress and wipe the fuck butter off on your fucking teddy bear. I'm sick of your shit. Now, I mean, I know that's pretty extreme. I'm just saying the arrogance. Here's why I'm so angry at that. It's that kind of stupid shit that underwrote all these non-interventionist fuckers that undermined our global war on terror, including hitting the Mullah regime when we were supposed to in 2005, which would have stopped like endless amounts of our fellow soldiers being killed, Iraqi non-combatants being killed, Iranians being killed, all because they wanted to squawk and indulge in this. They like pander to their inner need to be filled with undue and unjust righteous indignation. Dude, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm a little fucking
no, KB anti-commie here.
I promise you. I'm not. Look, I'm not trying to go mullah. I mean, it's going to be
full eye contact. Like, would you do all that with full eye contact? Right?
Absolutely.
Just because I'm not against the actions. I'm just saying.
Enjoyed dinner. I had fun stuffing the turkey. Fuck those people. I mean, they're just scum, dude. I'm
just saying it was
these because Putin helped these motherfuckers kill some of our intel brothers. Like, I'm just sick of that bullshit. I'm sick. Those are the same people that undermine our assistance to Ukraine. Oh, but like we can't do that because like we have to write a fucking strongly worded letter. Oh, well, we won't do anything, Putin, if it's just a minor incursion. What the fuck are you doing? Why did you not listen
I don't
to
like these
Secretary
guys either.
of Defense Lloyd Austin, you bubble-headed jackass.
All right, I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, I'm getting heated, dude. Let's finish.
No, I'm just saying it was beautifully illustrated. I think it was a wonderful, like, little revenge illustration there. The chat is loving it, right? Like these people, they deserve their telling to. Like, I know that when you're making your rules of engagement from an ivory tower, they're not gonna fucking work. Like that doesn't work. You can't have these people talk to you about how things work in the battlefield. You can't have them talk to you about strategy because they live in la philosophy land. Like, academics.
It's not even that sketch. I actually like the ivory tower as it was in the 40s and 50s. I mean,
we don't got that anymore.
Yeah, that shit doesn't exist anymore. Ever since the mid-late 60s, with all those crazy pro-Soviet whack jobs, they're still there. Oh my God, we have to talk about like there's 47,000 genders. I don't care if Putin killed like 1 million people. Did he misgender anybody?
That's the important part.
Insane or what?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You know, I remember that. No. I remember
they legit
that.
Said that shit.
I remember that. And were they allowing the trans to serve? Were they forcing the trans to serve in Ukraine? That was their worry. I remember those news reports. I'm not even kidding. I remember that shit. I'm gonna let this guy talk a little bit more because I think he's gonna make you feel a little better.
A lot. I mean, I saw this one
go a little bit back.
Russia did. America, Russia, China, India. That's a lot. I mean, I saw this one analysis. 80% of the armies actually engaged in conflict in this world aren't members of the ICC. Anyone who thinks that they might have to fight a war doesn't join the ICC. Incidentally, the Arabs scream and shout about international law and Israeli violations of international law. There's exactly one Arab country that ever joined the ICC, and that's Tunisia. So no Arab country believes in the ICC.
Ah, interesting. They all like to talk about it, but they don't fucking join it.
Unless they have to talk about...
Yeah, let them finish.
Let's let them go a little bit farther.
Israel. It's similar with the question of mass migration, for example, taking in Syrian refugees in the Syrian civil war. Germany took in 1 million. Why did none go to Saudi Arabia? Why did none go to Qatar? And the simple answer is Germany is a member of the Refugee Convention. all the Arab countries that demanded respect for mass immigration in Western countries, none of them are signed on the Refugee Convention. They don't actually believe in it. My point is that everybody still pretends like Qatar obey international law, like Saudi obey international law. They don't even pretend to. So international law can't enforce itself. It's just politics masquerading as law.
Exactly. It's just politics masquerading as law. They're all full of shit. He goes on, like, he baits people in to, like, it's a nice idea, and then he breaks down why it's all bullshit.
It's worse than that. It's not just like performative. I mean, there's that part to it. That's tragically people in the West, because we don't teach people in universities anymore. We just indoctrinate them all in this neo-Marxist.
We need more civics, even at the grade school level.
Unadulterated civics. So here's
very important point. Unadulterated.
It's not just performative politics. You have any number of misaligned or, unaligned actors that support international bodies, not because they believe in the idea or principle of international law, which itself is a very good principle. It's because they view it as a facilitative platform to engage in lawfare to try and constrain those they deem their other adversaries, meaning us.
It's not international law, it's international lawfare.
That's right. That's what I mean. It's all adulterated shit. You had the Human Rights Commission. You know how many fucking crazy lunatics were on that shit? I mean, it was unreal. It was unreal. Well, the Human Rights Council or Committee, they said that Israel was allegedly a genocidal fucking. You have I don't know, Hamas's patron on that bitch. Are you shitting me or what? What?
It gets ridiculous. Let's go a little bit more into it.
That's why he's rightly shitting on it.
Israel is dragged before the ICC because the state of Palestine joined the ICC. Mazel tov. 2 Arab countries out of 23 have now joined the ICC. But the state of Palestine, nobody has the borders of. International law didn't.
Yeah, it's not a real country. It doesn't even got any borders.
Save the Muslims of Bosnia. Bill Clinton saved the Muslims of Bosnia by ordering a bombing of Belgrade. Everybody was waiting around for international law to assert itself while 1 million Tutsis were killed. Nobody saved them. Right now in Iran, there was just a resolution at the UN Human Rights Council to launch a fact-finding mission. South Africa abstained. 30,000 potentially dead in Iran. South Africa abstains from a fact-finding mission at the Human Rights Council.
Interesting. Oh my God, South Africa. They gotta, they have very strong opinions on what a genocide is.
I thought South Africa is the great arbiter of whether there's a genocide in Gaza and whether the Jews are legitimate or illegitimate in the land of Israel. The whole thing is fake. The part of the world that is democratic, maybe 30-40% of humanity lives in democracies, is a function of American power after World War II. It's a function of the American example. The Americans invented modern democracy. It's not a function of anything else. It's a function of democracies asserting themselves on the world stage. It's not a function of everyone pretending there are a set of rules that there never were. So only the good guys are limited by them, and the Chinese are never limited by them, or the Iranians or the Russians or anybody else. I'm a big believer.
So you see how he kind of baits you in? Oh, it's a good idea.
No, I know the guy. I'm just saying, I was just,
you were venting about the bullshit.
I'm commiserating with him because I know the arguments he's making. I've made them.
They're great arguments.
Professors be like, well, now, Jeff, you should sit there and let her fuck. I don't even want to hear her shit. My buddies are getting blown up. I'm supposed to. You're the kind of bitches that gave us these fucked up rules of engagement where they said some things like, well, you can't fire back. If they shoot the AK at you, then they drop their weapon. You can't shoot them. Or God forbid, you pee on a Taliban terrorist, we have to put you in jail for 20 years. Are you fucking insane? Are you stu-nuts or what? I mean, you're going to go and try. That was Obama's stupid ass people. And as far as the Rwandan genocide, that was Susan Rice's bullshit. She didn't, she literally stopped U.S. intervention, her own admission, because she thought it would harm Bill Clinton in the election. What the fuck? I mean, oh my God. Of the things, I actually agree, and I hate Bill Clinton. I lost basic training friends in Somalia because that motherfucker he reneged on the heavy and light armor and AC-130 gunship support. He promised those Rangers they would have to go in and liberate the fucking warlords. took over as a supplemental means of control. And then he had Les Aspin fall on his sword for him, right? I mean, while I hate that piece of shit, I actually agree with the intervention in Bosnia. That was fucked up what Milosevic was doing. Like, that needed to be stopped. Was it a law? Was it a paper? Did somebody go, well, we better call Milosevic on the phone and go, hey, Milosevic, you know, that's kind of a fucked up thing you're doing. You should stop genociding all those Muslims. He didn't give a fuck. It was like these more like Obama, right? Like, we're going to send Russia a strongly worded letter. Here's what Putin will do with that. He'll take your bullshit letter, wipe the fucking schmeg underneath his taint and stick it right back to your forehead. That's the evil fuck that he is. He doesn't care about your letter. What he cares
Obama would
about
probably like that.
warheads on foreheads. That's what that's the fucking shit these evil fucks understand. That's what the Mullah regime understands. They don't understand. They don't care. I mean, they understand talking. They're not honest participants in it, right? Name me one time where political engagement approaches toward dishonest and hostile state actors ever resulted in sustained positive behavioral change. It doesn't, because it doesn't. They just need to fucking go. Just like the Mullah regime, just like Putin's criminalized counterintelligence state, just like the terrorist proxies they all support, the Chi-Coms and all those other fucks. The only thing they understand is force. You know what's amazing? We had like a couple of self-hating members of Judea, right? Self-hating Jews in Armin's show that thankfully don't come there anymore. That would be like, oh my God, I don't think that communism ever starved anybody in Israel. Well, you know, bitch, like every Jew from Israel was like rolling their eyes, including like Rebecca Bar-Sef, who's like half Russian. So like they can pick bullshit up like that, just like that, just like that. You know why? Because they have to have that clarity to be able to live in the fucking rough neighborhood they're in. When you're in Israel and you have to deal with like daily rocket reports, like a weather report, you really don't have time to engage in this like self-destructive
performative bullshit.
You don't. Yeah, you don't have time for that shit, right?
I want to show you a video over here. By the way,
Yeah.
did you like my thumbnail? I think I got the essence of Mamdami. I think I kind of like nailed it here.
I don't know what that did to my sexuality. It made it less, whatever it is.
I mean, we all think fuck him, but you might as well make him look right.
Please don't ruin shit for me.
now
don't
check this
shit
guy.
For me. You got the fucking like weird terrorist eye thing.
No, it wouldn't let me make a Hamas bandana. So I said, okay, make it green and write International Criminal Court on it in Arabic, and it's the same effect. Then it would let me do it. Now let's check this guy out. This guy he's an Arab, right? And he has a message for Mayor Mamdani. Let's see what he has to say.
Dear Mr. Mamdani, Mayor of New York, this is a message from an Arab Muslim who knows the Middle East far better than many in the West who merely think they do. If you truly want to defend humanity and dignity, then I stand with you. But it has to be the dignity of all people. Mr. Mayor, the ideology that deserves to be confronted and its perpetrators to be apprehended is the ideology that has brought mayhem, bloodshed, and chaos to the Middle East. The ideology of the Iranian regime that has murdered thousands of its own people. The ideology of the Houthis who practice modern-day piracy while chanting death to America and curse be upon the Jews. The ideology of Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and Islamist extremism. It is the very same ideology, Mr. Mayor, let me remind you, that brought down the Twin Towers in your city 25 years ago. The World Trade Center was not simply struck by 2 airplanes. It was struck by an ideology that hates America with every fiber of its being. Your compassion for the Palestinian children is noble. I agree with that. But you remained silent when Israeli children were massacred on October 7. You remained silent when Kfir and Ariel Bibas, toddlers, were kidnapped by Hamas. Some within your political circle even called it resistance. In what
Bro, his political circle, the people around Mamdani, the motherfuckers calling IRGC for meetings and shit. Oh my God.
That's
Fucking
a violation
traitors.
of the Logan's Act. You can't do that.
Well, shouldn't they like
They
I would have
should.
let they should have let they should have let that meeting go. I would have let that meeting go through. Yeah, talk all the shit you want to talk.
Snap his
Talk.
ass
We'll
right
have the
up.
CIA spy on it. We'll know everything that's said. And yeah, exactly. Let it go through. Then you have once they go through with it. If Mamdani doesn't stop it and no one says nothing, you let it pass. You let Mamdani let it go. Maybe you even have them all meet. Let them. Shh, they want to meet. Shh, let them motherfuckers meet. Then you got what do you call it? When you can look at their stuff. Oh my god. When you can
I
invest.
know what you mean. Probable cause and all that. Sure.
No, there's a word for it. I'll remember it.
Dictionary, Mr. Mayor, is kidnapping toddlers considered resistance? Or is it because they were Jews? Mr. Mayor, you refuse to say whether Hamas should disarm. Instead, you continue to allow its apologists and propagandists to spread hatred in New York. I visit America often, speaking about one of its greatest diplomatic achievements, in my opinion, the greatest breakthrough in American foreign diplomacy, the Abraham Accords, an effort to reconcile Muslims and Jews, Arabs and Israelis. Yet what I have witnessed on campuses in your city, New York, is nothing short of horrifying. If you truly want to stand for justice, then please reject.
Bro, out of those campuses in New York, that day, October 7th, that same day, I don't think they even waited a day. They started organizing and marching and celebrating.
Thousands of people marching down the like tens of thousands marching down the street talking about burning Jews in ovens. Like Hamas legit took Jewish infants and put them in their own fucking oven and roasted them alive, live on fucking TikTok and Instagram and shit. Like, you need to go. You need to go.
Well, what I was saying is like once they get into an investigation, you let it slide, you get discovery. That's the word I was looking for. I mean, you can also get subpoenas. I think that's part of discovery, right? That's when you have discovery, that means you have the power to make subpoenas and you start going into all of their fucking phones, all of their fucking communication. That's what I would have done. First, I get them to have their little fucking meeting. Then I go into discovery and I go into all their finances. I go through all their fucking phones because the discovery I'm gonna have from fucking with the Logan Act is gonna be very widespread, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean, plus like, okay, so this is just an operational discussion that's been had for 26 years. Ever since the terrorist attack of September 11th, it went into high gear. What is counterterrorism? Is it a law enforcement activity or is it a counterintelligence and clandestine like military activity?
Isn't it both?
Both law enforcement and intelligence have a role. Ultimately, I would contend, particularly if it's Islamic fundamentalist terrorists, because they're uniquely pseudo-theologically motivated. It's a counterintelligence activity, right? It's not a legalist endeavor. Law plays a role. Well, what's the difference? I'll tell you what the difference is. Law enforcement's job is to investigate after a crime has happened, right? To investigate after a crime has happened, to gather evidence so that you can be prosecuted in a court of law. The deterrence law enforcement has is based on threat of consequence. If you have, we live in an environment where those global socioeconomic and technological trends I keep hammering home, like I've done in all the reports I've written for 26 years, has made it so weapons become so fucking lethal and so prevalent, anybody can get a knockout blow. Moreover, deterrence based on consequence against people who don't care if they live or die, there is no deterrence there. It's not right. So it's primarily a counterintelligence action that law enforcement plays a supplemental role too. Now, I know people in the FBI don't like that because they have a different view of shit. I'm just saying there's a reason why I said what I said. I'm not trying to shit on FBI. I have a lot of love for the FBI and law. I have a lot of love for law enforcement. I'm just saying their lane's different than, say, this lane and these enemies, particularly things like terrorists.
Can I ask you a question right here? Because I got a question about this. To me, stopping that meeting and snitching it out feels more like a mistake or a leak than it does like, hey, don't do that.
For good
Like
reason, because you wanted them to go through with it, and then it lets you then
it opens
start the
up a,
police.
a
Yeah,
toolbox for
absolutely.
me.
So you can start fleshing out all the rest of this asshole's network.
But
I mean,
if
look,
someone in the
He
investigative
openly
chain,
loves like Hamas and terrorists. He sang a rap song in support of the Lackawanna 6 or Lackawanna 9. Yeah, he was like heralding them. Yeah,
so
that's
here's my thing. I don't think that what happened there was authorities stopping a meeting. I think it was a leak. I think it was basically someone said, "Hey,
who was
stop that
friendly to him,
meeting
and so he
because
leaked.
you're about to get fucked by the FBI in discovery if you don't
Maybe.
stop that meeting. So I'm gonna make this call seem like I'm scolding you, but what I'm really doing is fucking warning you." You understand what I'm
So
saying?
yeah, I
Before you
mean,
break the law.
there's something to be said about the change, like institutional capture and the change in institutional culture of organs of national power that have a very illustrious history, like the FBI and they have a very illustrious history. Those are very brave people. Like the golden stars on the wall in the CIA's headquarters in Langley is there for a fucking reason. Those people are unbelievably brave who sacrificed there, known only to the people that was there and God, right? Tragically, to work in any of those agencies, you have to have degrees. And where do you go get your degrees? Universities that are essentially leftist only clubs. Like my
Yep.
colleague, he went to like an annual barbecue. It was like held by U.S. law enforcement, intelligence, our allies, intelligence, the rest of it. And he called me up because he was in a state of duress. This is like maybe 2 years ago. I'm not going to say his name. In any case, he's like, Jim, I'm like, what's up, brother? He's like, I got to share this with you because I'm really concerned. Like, what's going on? So, like, he's talking to these three bitches at this barbecue that they have every year. And, he's like, they were like the fucking dumbest fucking people I've ever talked to who did not even possess a superficial understanding of the very topic that they were hired to be analysts for. And he's like, and then they blabbed about, yeah, they work for the CIA. They showed their shit. Like, you're not supposed to do that. What the fuck are you doing? Right. And then they were like, and finally, after like 2 or 3 drinks, and they're all like privileged white bitches, bro. Promise you.
Yep.
Skittle-haired fuckers. Absolutely. I'll just say it was under Biden's administration. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, like, he was like, here's what they finally admitted. They're like, they said this to him. They don't care about the mission. They don't care. They just did this to get it looks great on the resume. That's it. You don't care about the fucking mission? Wait, you don't care about the fucking mission?
You shouldn't work here.
You're not like, this isn't like the sanitation department, nothing against garbage collectors. I mean, like, you're ostensibly operating in a role that directly determines maybe millions of people's lives. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Get out. Get the fuck out. Well, that's not how the Obama retread fuckers ran those agencies under Biden. It wasn't even Biden. He was too busy playing with the pretty blue water in the fucking bathroom. I mean, his brains leaked out of his ear, clearly, right? I mean, you got like, well, here's the CIA's fucking hiring, like it's fucking, what is it? It's like, it's commercial. I work for the CIA. I have bipolar disorder and I'm schizophrenic. I have 2 moms. I have like,
I remember that. I remember those fucking commercials.
dude, it was so like I was fucking dumbfounded. Not the gay parent part. Like, you admit that you have numerous mental disorders?
It's not just
You
that.
shouldn't be
You don't.
there. Like, you
When
shouldn't
would
fucking be there.
I don't want to know about your straight parents either. That's not part of the fucking mission. I want you to look cool and get bad guys.
Absolutely. I'm just
care
saying,
about your
like,
fucking family.
she literally admitted that she had like bipolar disorder and all this other shit. I'm like, how the fuck can you possibly be an analyst? Like, this isn't like a light thing you're doing. It's kind of like, I'm not an ANCAP, right? I'll definitely look out for people and like give them a job. Like, I'll give Corky a job even at 3 Mile Island. Don't put Corky in the fucking control room. You know, you
Yeah.
don't even really need to go to school to understand not to do that shit. Corky's a good dude, right? I mean, I'm not anti-Corky. I'm just saying you probably don't want to you absolutely don't want him in the fucking control room. Give him something to do that's not going to damage anything. Do that. That's not what these fuckers did. They so operationalized and institutionalized this neo-Marxist horseshit, and it directly undermined the ability of these agencies to do their fucking job. Meanwhile, Putin sits there and aids the Mullah regime remnants to zap brave CIA case officers in HQ in the Persian Gulf. Motherfucker, these guys gotta go. I'm sick of those people. I'm sick of these privileged upper middle class white bitch fucks
Let
that
me ask
sit
you
there and
something
think the
about
whole
this.
nah, fuck that. The whole world owes them a fucking living, right? At the cost of everybody else's shit. Like, again, like I have nothing against
When
like
does it
looking
become
out.
negligence? When is it criminal negligence? Isn't
It's
there a point
beyond
at
that,
which
dude. This isn't like they know what they're doing is fucked up. They just don't care. They just, like my buddy, when he talked to those 3 dumb bitches, they knew they were fucking dumb. They knew they didn't know shit. They
yeah,
openly said it. They said all they're there for is to get something to pad their resume. Holy shit.
they flat out admitted it. Well, I got a super chat here from Graham Finlayson. He says, if Israel is violating international law, feel free to call the international police to arrest them. Oh, right. That's us. That's us. We are the international police, and we're not doing that. Let me see. Discovery is only good if truth and disclosure are presented. Who knows if Hamas, Hezbollah, radical Islamists are truthful? The thing about Discovery is you can get into their phones, you can get into their electronics with Discovery. You can call like AT&T or T-Mobile or whoever the fuck they're using. You can get into a lot of crevices with Discovery. That it's not just about Hezbollah or Hamas, it's about what are they doing? Are they breaking the law in who they are communicating with? Are they breaking financial laws? Are they getting money from places they shouldn't have? Do they have too cozy relationship with some NGOs? Are there kickbacks going on? Disclosure can open many doors. Am I close to the ball here? What do you think about this? Like the
I mean,
Discovery
seems good
does
to
open.
me. I'm not a lawyer, right? I mean, you want to talk to Sophia. She's the one that's the professor in law.
As far as I know, Discovery, as in every case that I've seen, opens up a lot of doors, and that's why people get into that. Let's hear this guy finish this out.
Selective humanity. You can stand with both Palestinians and Israelis. You can support the Palestinian people's right to live in dignity side by side with Israel, not instead of Israel. And you, as a Muslim, Mr. Mayor, can recognize the Jewish people's right to live in their ancestral homeland, a land which our prophets, kings, and heroes of Islam called it Israel, including Jesus himself, a Jewish man from the land of Israel who spoke about the towns of Israel in the Gospel of Matthew. الحق أقول لكم لا تكملون مدن إسرائيل حتى يأتي ابن الإنسان. Verily I say to you, you will not go through the cities of Israel until the Son of Man comes. Mayor Mamdani, many people choose blindness. Those who know the truth.
It's like he's like out Musliming Mamdami because Mamdami is not as Muslim as you think. So it's like, oh, you think you got this angle? You think you got this little angle here? Let me out Muslim you over here and tell you, you know what? What we need is the Abraham Accords, because it's gonna be hard for all the Middle East to let go of Islam like pretty quick. But in the meantime, while it's still there, what you need is a way to get along in peace with Israel. Abraham Accords is working towards that, recognizing that entities like Hamas is, I think, let's be real. What does Hamas kill the most? Muslims.
Oh, Islamic terrorists kill other Muslims the most.
Yeah, no, but if we're going to be specific about Gaza and Palestine, more Muslims have died at the hands of Hamas than any other religion. They are the police there, and they are incredibly ruthless and corrupt police. You can't go against them. You can't. They are controlling all the aid. They are control all the supplies. They do bury themselves in all the places of civilians. So, like any honest Muslim, even if you believe whatever you believe, right? Maybe tangentially, maybe out of culture, maybe out of like habit, because that's what your parents
Hamas
told you.
took the pipes out of the ground that UNRWA built for sewage and water and turned them into Qassam rockets. We got videos of them doing it. I want to say
not just that, they took the
Yeah.
cement that was supposed to be for construction and they
Yeah,
built
used to
a
make
shitload
terror
of
tunnels and shit. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Underneath the fucking hospital. Right.
USA cement. So that's the situation we have here. Like when you're looking at what has been the effect of Hamas, they kill Muslims. What has been the effect of the Houthis? They kill Muslims. When you look at what the effects of the PMF, the Hashd al-Shabi in Iraq, who do they kill? They kill Muslims. These people are killing Muslims. Hamas is killing Muslims. I bet you anything, Hezbollah is also killing Muslims. I bet you anything. Because you know what? You know what place is not in apartheid in the Middle East? Israel. In Israel, there's a lot of Arabs that get places in government. Tell me where there's a Jew in the government of any of these other countries that surround it. Are there any Jews in the government of Saudi Arabia? Are there any Jews in the government of Turkey, of Saudi Arabia, of Qatar? There aren't, because those are apartheid nations. Every Islamic state is apartheid, which makes it such a hypocrisy that they call Israel an apartheid, because it's like the one place in the Middle East that's not. You understand what I'm saying? It's just so much hypocrisy.
Absolutely.
Have a choice to reject it or to embrace it, because the truth sets us free. May it set you free as well.
That's, you know what? He had many good points. Many good points. I don't agree with his religion, but you know, him being able to out Muslim Mamdami and tell them, look, hey, you know what the problem we have? The problem we have is this fucking Iranian regime and its fucking proxies, how they're putting all of us at each
the
other's
Mullah
throats.
regime?
The Mullah regime, because he's talking about Hamas, he's talking about proxies, he's talking about their influence all over. And I think it's an important thing to notice.
Three things. One, I want to answer a question in the chat that was asked. So Physics asked if Obama moved away from human intelligence. I'll say this. After Watergate, in the Wolsey and Church hearings, like domestic human intelligence was obliterated. Like it was absolutely eviscerated. Now, I understand that what Nixon did was wrong. They definitely threw the baby out with the bathwater. That further got undermined, like human intelligence got undermined during Clinton and his bullshit intelligence sanitization initiatives, because he wanted to sit there and focus more on technical based intelligence, so image-based satellites, SIGINT, the rest of it. And what happened is that we didn't have enough human intelligence to counter things like Islamic fundamentalist terrorism in the ways we should have. And after 9/11, when, you know, this is why George Tenet, I've actually had a discussion with George Tenet on this when he was
because this was before AI, so we couldn't analyze all this technical intelligence.
Even then, like even with the AI, right? I mean, human intelligence is about, there's more than just the analysis part, although that's a big part of it. So talking to George Tenet at Georgetown, this is like maybe in 2004 or 6, I think it was like between 2004 and 6. You have to forgive Uncle Jeff. It's like a little late. You know, and I asked him about what he said to Congress. When you undermine a capability and you don't invest in it for so long, you lose the ability to even reconstitute it very quickly. It's going to take, and they said this to Congress and Senate intelligence committees and subcommittees respectively, it's going to take 15 years to get to pre-Watergate levels. Then what we did is we actually lowered the bar regarding people that had to be in, and we got people like Snowden. This is why you don't cannibalize that shit. So, I mean, as far as Obama, it is more like misusing that to target domestic political opposition, not all of it. I actually agreed with Obama's drone strike program. Here's the other part regarding what that guy said. So my in-laws are practicing Sunni Muslim, bro. Okay. My father-in-law, my late father-in-law, who just passed away, he was one of the kindest, sweetest guys you'd ever meet. And he wrestled every day, you could tell, because he was like a scientist. He had numerous PhDs and like real things like chemistry and computer science. And, you know, it wasn't like, well, I think maybe I'm a transgendered zebra today, right? I mean, he did real shit. And so, you know, he's also a devout Muslim. He wrestled with the cognitive dissonance between his, you know, his academic and intellectual side of him and the sweet side of him and some of the elements within Islam that are really brutal and how Islamic terrorists operationalize that. Mamdani is very much the polar opposite of this. He very much, in his blatantly obvious, like self-monitoring, right? It's like snarky politeness, right? Tactical politeness in support of terrorism is an insult to people like my father-in-law. That guy's an absolute bag of shit. And that other guy, the guy who like was wearing the, I don't, you know, he's wearing this, I don't know what you call that. The guy who was criticizing him, he's spot the fuck on.
Yep. You know how I see Mamdani? I see him as everything Hakeem Jeffries wanted to be. The like Hakeem Jeffries is the Timu Dollar Tree Obama, and Mamdani is like the heir apparent
He really
to Obama.
Is. He
right?
Really is.
Like if you look at Hakeem Jeffries, you see how he forgets to move his hands and suddenly starts to move his hands again. The way he changes his cadence suddenly into Obama-ish, but then forgets. You know what I'm saying? Like he's trying to be Obama. He's an imitation of Obama. While Mamdani, I don't agree with him at all, but I recognize that he's a dangerous motherfucker.
Oh,
like he got himself.
I mean, he's like got resources, ties overseas. He's unapologetically supportive of terrorists, dude. It's so
I mean, like his
obvious.
smoothness, like the way he sells it. He's way better at selling it, and when he talks,
do you know who voted
slithery.
for him? Yeah. Do you know who voted for him? The two demographics that broke for him, right? One was privileged upper middle class white bitches between 18 and 25.
Guaranteed.
I don't care if it offends them. Fuck them. I don't care. And they can't fuck for shit either. That's why most of the people I bang are black, brown, or yellow. Those bitches don't know how to fuck at all. Fuck them. Anyway, so yeah, I don't care. I'm spicy today. So, you know, like the other one was radicalized elements of the LGBT community. Not all of them. I'm saying like the Trantip, they all broke from Mamdani like almost 90%. It's fucking crazy.
Well, there is an element of that, of those who claim that's performative. Like, haven't you seen?
They love about him.
Yeah, but like, you know, hear me out, right? I think that among the people that claim to be LGBTQ whatever, they're adding letters because they're not really the L, the G, or the T. They're not any of those three, but they wanna slide in. They want to slide in. So let's put a Q in here so I don't have to actually suck a dick.
He bounce on that. So it's 2008. I'm at Syracuse doing my grad shit, right? After Georgetown and all that misery. And so, like, I've been there, like, first semester, like, oh, it's the LGBT O. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh,
what the fuck is O? I mean, LGBT, that's everything. You cover everything natural and man-made. What the fuck is O? What's O? And they're like, that's pedophilia, necrophilia, bestiality. I'm like, those are all fucking mental disorders. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I was like, I'm out. Like, I mean, look, and they're like, no, there's like 40. That's what was her name? Zoe. She changed her name to Zosho.
Okay.
It was one of the professors there. And she was teaching English, by the way. And she said to the students, Sam, I won't say his last name. He's a sweet kid, right? He's a friend of my other colleague. And so very, very brainy guy, like in computers, Jewish, right? Has like a wonderful girlfriend now, wife who's Asian. And so like he's going through her, like, you know, her 201. I still have her 201 English syllabus. And it openly says that it would in the syllabus, that they're going to focus on nothing but grievance studies. And it would behoove you, if you want to pass the class, to not disagree with her. By the way, her name is Zosho, and her fucking pronouns are they and them. And when I saw that, I was just absolutely fucking dumb. I sent that to Horowitz's people and said, this is the insane shit that's going on. This is English, bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? What is wrong with you?
But
She
how
was
long
the one
ago
that
was
said,
this?
oh, that was the one that
Because-
said there was wait, she said there's 47,000 genders. And I was like, what? 47,000? Okay. I don't care what the number is. If the qualifier is 1,000, much less zzz, plural, I'm pretty sure you're wrong. The most you could have, natural and man-made, would be 8. Men, women, men that become women, women that become men, dudes with tits, chicks with dicks, dudes with tits and slits, chicks with tits and dicks. That's it. You covered everything. I mean, that we're done. That's it.
Yeah, no, but you're
Seems like,
forgetting the
nope.
furries, the featheries, the
Dude,
scalies,
just like
the
you said.
unicorns.
Just like you said, created more shit to slide right in because it's all
They
a
don't. Yeah,
fucking grift.
I don't want to suck a
100%.
dick, but if I wear flamboyant clothes and say I'm queer, no one can fire me. Oh,
100%.
that's what it is. It's all bullshit. They're just sliding in. They don't care about the movement. They care about controlling a segment of the population that can't be argued with. I want to. Let's put some new. You want to hear some good news? Let's hear this.
Desperately.
Trump is still very popular with Republicans. Just take a look here. Okay, 21st century own party approval rating, about at this point in the second term. We got Trump, we got Obama, we got Bush. Look, they're all fairly popular, but the one who is the most popular, and we have seen this time in and time out, no matter when you look, is Donald John Trump. He's the only one who's over 80%. 83% of Republicans still approve of the job that Donald Trump is doing as president. He still has that magic touch. We'll see if it carries over to South Carolina, but we've seen it in primaries this year, Senate primaries, and that's because he is still a very popular man, historically popular when it comes to his own party liking and approving of the job that he's doing. Trump is still very
That's for all the people saying, "Oh no, the woke right, he's losing popularity with his base. People are gonna stay at home because he's too cozy with his bullshit. Bullshit. He's more popular than ever. He's more popular than ever. There's so many people that are full of shit when it comes to this shit. The Don knows what he's fucking doing. People like to talk a lot of shit, but I think like when it comes to brass tacks, right? When the rubber hits the road, there's a large approval of him. Like that, people might be a little frustrated that we're not done with Iran yet. That doesn't mean the people that are against the Don. It means they're like letting the message be out there, like, yo, we would like this to go a little further, right? And that I understand that feeling. I get that feeling. I have that feeling. I would like us to go a little harder, but you know what? I want to say, let me grab a clip over here. I want to say that the Don, I think his approval will matter because as they're saying right there, right?
Yeah.
His hit rate, like, okay, Trump endorsees one Senate primaries 100% of the time. That matters in a primary, right? 100% of the time, Trump nominated, that motherfucker won. I think that is a little bit of good news.
Do you know why Trump's support is so deep with people? I'll never forget the difference between Canklesaurus Hillary, right? Boner killer. She had one job as first lady, and Bill had to outsource it. And then candidate Trump, right after the terrorist attack in Orlando. We weren't even done dying, bro. We weren't even done bleeding to death. And I had to hear like fucking Hillary and Obama, well, we're going to be clear, but we can't blame Islam for the other. Dude, don't tell us how to feel. Let us go through our 12 steps of grief, dickhead. We're not even done dying and you're already lecturing us. You know what then candidate Trump said? The people who did this are evil, vile Islamic terrorists, and they killed Americans for nothing other than being born gay. If he's elected president, they're going to find the fucking people that did that, and they're going to kill them. And make no mistake, when he was elected president, that's exactly what he did. If I may cite Dr. Gorka, when he sat there and had a discussion with like the tier 1 operators tasked to go get those fucks, I think their exact words were, "We're stacking these terrorist assholes up like fucking cordwood." What's my point? When Donald says he has your back, it means he has your back. When Donald said he's coming to help Iranian protesters, he didn't do what Obama did when he was like, "Well, you young kids should sit there and rise up and challenge the election because it's clearly bullshit." And then when like the kids in Iran did that in the 2009 Green Revolution, Obama fucked them, right? Fucked them. And then the Mullah regime besieged, like killed and tortured thousands, maybe tens of thousands of those kids. That's not what Donald did.
He didn't drop one bomb, did he?
Not one. Not one. He did, however, suck their dick. That he did do. Probably at the behest of Valerie Jarrett read The Grinch That Stole Islam. Yeah, almost assured.
I want to, now that we were talking about Hillary, you know, there's been some talk about China's intervention in the election. I want to play a clip for you. I don't know if you remember it or if you ever saw it, but I think it's very interesting.
You know, the only other adversary of ours who's anywhere near as good as the Russians is China. So why should Russia have all the fun? And since Russia is clearly backing Republicans, why don't we ask China to back us?
I hereby tonight ask China.
That's right. And not only that, China, if you're listening, why don't you get Trump's tax returns? I'm sure our media would richly reward you. You know, the only...
Interesting, isn't it?
You know what's amazing with this bitch? So the Steele dossier that was
arrogant.
Right, the Steele dossier that her campaign picked up and then ran with actually used Russian assets to gain intelligence and oppositional research. And then candidate Trump, and this bitch is talking about how Donald was like in league with Russia.
They project.
Motherfucker,
a lot of them is projection.
You ran interference for Skolkovo when you were just started out as the State Department after the FBI and the Boston office of the FBI and Eurocommand's S2 intelligence busted Skolkovo as being a front organization for Russian intelligence. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, Hillary. Fucking Hillary, you know, Hillary sucks. We know Hillary sucks because she's a traitor. And a lot of what they do is project. Like a lot of people that were close to Russia were more Democrat than Republican. That's who was close to them. That's who was fucking with them. It was the fucking Democrats. Mind you, they were also fucking with the Chinese, the communists. They were also fucking with the Chi-Coms.
Murphy and Operation Ghost Stories, bro. Look up Cynthia. I think her name is Cynthia Murphy in Operation Ghost Stories. That's when the FBI 10-year-long counterintelligence sting against Putin's criminalized counterintelligence states illegals, one of their bigger illegal programs in America. And Cynthia Murphy, if I remember correctly, had some interpersonal ties with one of Hillary's chief campaign bundlers.
Okay.
Fucking amazing, right? You know what Skolkovo donated to? The Clinton Foundation. What a
classic.
Well, what do you mean, like I clean it with bleach? No, dickhead. You had an illegal email server that wasn't rated to send, receive, or store classified information. Some of it at the above top secret and special that dealt with sources and methods, you motherfucker, which put our assets directly in jeopardy. And she fucking knew that she violated those laws, including Obama's own executive order 13526, Article 2, Item 2, subsection A through D. 4 requirements you have to meet to be able to legally send, receive, store like classified information. She had to get trained every year. I didn't go to fucking Ken Starr on that one. Wasn't the GOP. She violated Obama's own fucking orders. Fuck that.
Look, on
Fuck
that, look,
that bitch.
on that, I would say that this wasn't an accident. This wasn't her. Like this bitch right here. Let me put her on here.
The only
Like this is who we're talking about because I don't want to put that on Jesse Waters. he's pretty good like commentator. Like I like the way he does his shit. But this bitch right here, I think she did it on purpose. I'm gonna be real with you. I think she knew their capabilities and she was just basically leaving it out there so they could use it. I think it was on purpose. I don't think it was an accident. I don't think she did it out of convenience. I think she knew where they would look. She left the shit out there so they would fucking find it. I don't think it was an accident. I don't think she broke these rules because she's lazy. I think she broke this rule and the little quid pro quo. I'm going to fuck up and give you all this information. When I go up for election, give me everything I need. Give me all the backup you can. Screw with my opposition as much as you can. The thing is, I don't think they did as much as she wanted them to do, which is why the Don wound up winning, right? For they went all once the Don had power and they saw, oh, this motherfucker, he's not going along with the plan. He's a bull in the china shop. Then they reacted. But the reaction that happened when Biden ran for office is what Hillary wanted it done in her part. You understand what I'm saying? Does it am I making sense or am I crazy? Like I think she wanted what happened during the Biden era to happen during her era, and she put out a lot of cookie crumbs, she put out a lot of stuff so the enemy could find it, so they could like, hey, put me in power and I don't care who you are. Like sometimes we'll find a not so great guy that's better than the other guys and we'll put him in power somewhere. Like Jelani. I don't think Jelani's a nice guy at all. But if he's our guy, okay, you know what? Maybe we can keep shit in control. But I'm not never gonna say I like the guy. I know he's a little crazy, right? I don't, I'm not down with Jelani in a lot of ways, all right? But when I look at this bitch, I think that's what she was trying to be. She was trying to be their guy in our government.
She's the one that took the MEK off the fucking terrorist watch list. Did you know that?
Oh, good. Another good point. Like she's doing them favors so that when she went for her run, they would go all out. They didn't go all out until Trump showed his true colors, which were red, white, and blue.
You know what the difference is between her and, say, my mentor and Georgetown, Dr. Raymond Tanter, God rest his soul? He viewed the MEK legitimately as a proxy against the mullahs and didn't take their money. I disagreed with Professor Tanter, right? Professionally. Okay. That's not this bitch.
Oh, she'll take anything she can.
They're just open for business for whoever's going to pay them. Do you know what fucking Biden said? Do you know what Biden said about Cynthia Murphy? That one of the 12 illegals that the FBI busted, the 12 Russian intelligence illegals. He was like, he said this, I shit you not. He wishes that our spies were attractive like her.
Oh my God.
I mean, like, you just can't make it up.
Right? Like begging for a honeypot? What are we doing here?
Oh my God. That's the only time. It probably would definitely.
It gives me Fang flashback. You remember Fang?
He's gonna sniff her, man.
Oh yeah, I guarantee.
You know, like maybe in some ways it might actually hurt Russian intelligence because she'll have to go to a counselor. I mean, I don't care. Fuck them. What I'm saying is, like, I'm pretty sure Kamala Harris tried to kill Biden with like, come on, dear Joe, smell my hair. When he had that minor heart attack, he's like, stop trying.
Put a little arsenic in the shampoo.
Fucking harpy, bitch.
Oh man, you know what vibes I got from Kamala, and I heard it might be true. A little bit of an alky, a little bit on the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a little bit of those vibes. Crazy laughs.
You weren't happy. Like one of your parents wasn't hyena, right? Like you just all human or something.
100%.
I don't know. I hope so. Jesus fuck.
Let's see what Jesse says over here.
Running.
I am here to announce my candidacy.
I'm only kidding. You know who's not kidding? Democrats. They're going to run another woman. and it's not Newsom. Here's her shopping list.
He's making fun of Kamala because she always sounds drunk. And here in national candidacy.
An HBCU education, my cast iron skillet, supporting and donating to a local race campaign, good spices, shopping at a local small business, even if it costs $1 more.
We're not kidding. Like
It costs $1.
it or not, Kamala Harris is the front runner. That's New York Magazine. Don't believe him? Well, like Biden said, look at the polls, Jack. Kamala's up 13 points. She's surging. Newsom's fizzled out. Guy lost his mojo. He's even behind Mayor Pete. I mean, Mayor Pete. Kamala's cruising and she's...
Wait a minute. That's the ticket? I don't buy this. Who do you think it's going to really be?
I'll say this. Because if anything,
I think it's going to be.
Hold on. If anything, I'm fair, right? I think even though I hate this bitch, I very much had empathy with the fact that they just like hot potatoed running. I'm like, that's a heavy lift for anybody. They're like, oh shit, Joe just shat himself again. Hot potato, you're the fire. She's like, shit. Like, what the fuck do I do?
I don't even think she wanted to be vice president.
That's fucked up. I mean, that was a fucked up thing to do to everybody. Whoever did that shit. I mean, they should have did that in the beginning because Joe's brains had leaked out of his asshole long ago. Like, I don't like the fact that he has, I think, Parkinson's. Like, that's shitty. And even though I hate him, like, that's shitty. I definitely have a lot of empathy for Bo, which was his son who was a vet and he died because of, service-related illnesses, the best of my knowledge, in Iraq. Like, I have a lot of sympathy for him. He couldn't pick his dad. I'm just saying, like, again, these are fucked up people.
I think she didn't even want to be vice president.
She didn't.
Right? I don't even think she wanted to be
why
vice
would
president.
you want to be vice president to the fucking cereal sniffer? Are you shitting me or what?
What do you think of Ro
The
Khanna?
president of
gonna be...
Italy had to take him. He was wandering off to go fuck around with the blue parachute shit. I was like, oh shit, better go. No, over here, honey. Like, that was so. And our enemies saw that shit. Like,
remember when he fell off the bike?
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm not like busting. Here's my issue. It's not that, wow, Joe's.
Why didn't anybody catch him?
So our enemies saw that shit and they went, you know what? America's leadership is weak. They can fucking get away with anything they want to. That, I promise you, that directly.
I mean, they went into Ukraine.
Factored into their risk cost benefit analysis, like invading Ukraine. Well, we won't respond if it's a minor incursion. Oh, it won't be like Vietnam when we pull. This is going to be people being lifted off the embassy. Cracker, it literally was exactly like the fall of Saigon. There were people being helicoptered off the fucking embassy. And if it was not for Nick Parmigiano and all the other heavy hitter tier 1 operators that did things like Operation Pineapple, like to go rescue as many of the people that worked with us as they could, like those people would have been fucking kidnapped, raped, tortured, and murdered by the fucking Taliban.
Didn't some of that wind up being privately funded and operated?
I think
some of the rescues, all of it.
Like,
okay,
Nick Parmigiano,
that's
super cool.
That's the
guy.
one I'm thinking about. Then
all those guys like Tim Kennedy, they're all super cool people. They're all super cool people. They did that shit because they're like, I'm not gonna let. This is what I mean by like people who truly care about members of the Ummah, right? Because they're like, doesn't matter if we don't pray to the same God. These guys were the guys, the interpreters that worked with us in Afghanistan, and I'm not going to have like Ahmed get kidnapped by the fucking Taliban after he spent years like at the risk of him and his family's life to make sure I didn't get killed by a V-bed.
Yeah,
that's what they were.
Well, that's when you become kind of brothers in arms, right? Because you're serving together in danger and you have a common foe that you're working towards, eliminating. I have a super
Not
chat
people
here.
like this bitch or fucking Mamdami, who's like, oh, well, they kind of love Hamas. They're the ones killing people in Gaza, you motherfucker.
Yeah, they're the number one killers of Muslim people, and you know all these radicals. Well, I have a super chat here from Tim Lee saying Dems want to run radical, but it can't be a commie. Oh, so that would put Ocasio Cortez in there. Buttigieg is pretty radical. Newsom is just corrupt as fuck, and Harris is out to lunch. What do you think about Ro Khanna? I've been trying to ask you. Do you think they'll have him run? You don't think so? Oh, because it's California, right? You can't run anybody from
I
California.
don't even know. I got so many other fucking things on my plate. I mean, if I don't know something, dude, I'll tell you I don't know it.
Yeah. Well, I think Ro Khanna is trying to, because he's been doing a lot of stunts that make me think he might try. Like he went to Israel and then tried to go into like areas that he's not supposed to go to, right? Without asking. And when he gets stopped and asked, "Who the fuck are you?" He gets stopped for half an hour to an hour, like we're trying to suss out who the fuck you are, right? And what happened was, "Oh my God, I'm being detained. The IDF is oppressing me." It's like you're a stranger to the nation. You go off the beaten path. What are you gonna do? You think you just go by yourself, wander? You're a fucking congressman. You think you're gonna wander off to fucking Gaza all by yourself and nobody's gonna check you? You think you're gonna go into a kibbutz and nobody's gonna go, "Who the fuck are you?" So that's what happened, and that kind of stunt to get in the press makes me think this motherfucker's thinking about running. I think he's gonna be one of the candidates. I think
I know a guy I could call to ask who's like one of the best, if not the best, tactical political strategists in the GOP. Like this kid's broken numerous national records. He works so hard to like be safe, Marie. Like he had 3 heart attacks before he was fucking 30, bro. Like he would know. If you wanted to know, I could call Danny and ask him. He would know and answer it just like that.
I mean, any information you can get is always welcome. I wouldn't want you to go out of your way. But if you're just like, catching up with somebody and the conversation comes up, it's good stuff to know. Because when I look at the landscape, the only people I see possibly out there are some unknowns. Because sometimes you get some unknown comes out there. Obama was a fucking unknown. He came out of nowhere, right? As far as I know, like he had ties into all this organizer bullshit, right? But like on the larger political scale, he was nobody until he started giving some speeches. Like, "Oh, this is a smooth talking motherfucker." That's when he became
the GOP like national strategist. Do not dismiss that he's a community organizer. Well, community organizer, think about what those skill sets are. You're good at mobilizing people.
Yep. To do things for you. Some of those things that you're not supposed to do. Like and getting masses of crowds like hyped. Like that's like that's your training. If you can do that,
trying to run call banking, by the way.
Yeah.
Dude, call banking didn't even work in Barry Goldwater's time. What do you?
I think
went to call banking. Yeah,
good. They launder money through those banks, those call banks.
No, I'm just saying, like a lot of the guys who are like tactical political consultants, they all just give kickbacks to their buddy. Danny's not like that. Danny was one of the youngest. He's the youngest state representative for a major party in a presidential race in U.S. history. He was the youngest at the time. He was crushing shit. So he was in Pennsylvania, and he went up into the mountains of Pennsylvania because he's, getting people to speak. So World War II vet. World War II vets like living in like a, like one of those 1950s kind of like silver chrome like trailers, right? The only thing he had that he kept up, because he's old, he's like 87, was the American flag and flagpole on his property. So he's gonna write a check right to the GOP. He's like, this guy can't win, he'll destroy America. He was gonna write him a check for $47, and I think it was like 50 something cents. He was gonna zero out his bank account. And Danny was like, I can't take that from you. And then asked that guy to be a guest speaker, just like he's going to be the guest speaker. Other people would have taken that dude's money. This is why Donald's right when he talks about the fucking swamp. Like, I went to school, a lot of those kids. They're so detached, they don't give a fuck about you, bro.
Slimy.
So, like, Donald's right about that shit. They'd have taken his money and just used it to buy a cocktail at a fucking party and not thought another bit. Not Danny. Donald's not like that. Yeah, Donald's rough around the edges. Yeah, Donald sometimes says things that's off color. I said it here on the show. You know what? He says things the way he says it, the way he thinks it, in the manner that other people feel it.
Yes. That's his biggest selling point.
It's authentic.
Like, you know what? I remember something very specific about this. Like, I think it was someone was criticizing him because he put ketchup on a steak. Some shit like that. And everybody in the media, these high elite people, were like, ho, 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 ho. But he's like, you know what? A lot of America has to deal with some tough cuts, and they do that shit, right? And it's gonna resonate with so many millions more than this high elite motherfuckers that know exactly how to cook a medium rare steak. And I understand the appeal of a good medium rare steak, but that's not, you can't do that shit with every cut. So that hits to the heart of a lot of people that vote. Like, it's tactical genius, but I think it was just heartfelt. I think he just liked it. I think he just, goes out and hangs out with all kinds of people and says, you know what, I'll try it. And then he tries it, you know what, it's kind of good. I think I like it. That kind of shit, that like you learn how to be tactically genuine. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you don't understand what you're doing, but you understand that if you feel it and it's real and you can show that, hey, I understand you, that goes a lot farther than being a pretentious douchebag to show off how you know exactly how to cook a steak. Like, I appreciate, like, I've had some fine dining in my time, not a lot, very little, but it's nice. I understand it. But like, I can get it when these hoity-toity motherfuckers start, making fun of him for shit that most Americans like, I do that to my steak. What the fuck is your problem? You understand what I'm saying?
And not for nothing, they love that, because it was like, that's it. They're not even like, it's not meritocratic based elitism. It's very much nepotism based elitism that manifests itself in this weird kind of patronizing, condescending shit. Like, sweet tuna tartare. I can't believe, right? And so, like, Donald came in like a fucking bull at a china shop and like, well, I never. Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted him to do, because you're all a bunch of assholes. Like, you motherfuckers, you pseudo elitist motherfuckers,
especially in media,
middle America as flyover country, right? Don't care about them at all. In fact, openly revile them.
Well, the fact that they call it flyover country, like you wouldn't land there.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's flyover. You wouldn't fucking land there for what? You're gonna land there? Fuck no. You just fly over. You understand? Like,
they didn't go to. They don't summer in the Hamptons with me. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, if you suss out the lineage, a lot of these ABC, CNN, CBS, MSN, NBC, MSN now, whatever it is now, all these people, if you look down their bloodline, they talk a lot about populism and all this shit, but they come from a bunch of rich families and companies, and they studied in these Ivy League fucking schools, and they went to these they paid for all these fucking very expensive colleges, and they're coming from very rich, privileged lives to tell you they're just like you, and you should follow my version of the news because I'm watching out for the little guy. They never lived like that. I remember one of them. I don't remember her name, but she doxed Libs of TikTok. That was like what she got famous for, because she doxed Libs of TikToks, and she used to work, I think it was for the Washington Post or some shit, right? And when they sussed out her background, oh, you're just a rich elite kid that went to some high school where it's like $20,000 a year to go there or some shit, $10,000 a year to go there. There's like
Are you shitting me? Try
no.
like
Let me
a
see if I can
glass.
find her. But I'm gonna try to find her out. Let me let this play. I even forgot about the video. Let me let this play.
Even behind Mayor Pete. I mean, Mayor Pete. Kamala's cruising and she's got new excuses and a new attitude. Her mindset is that I should have won and I'm going to do it my way because my way would have won. And it was all these consultants that were telling me to take this position or that position, and it was their fault. Finally, we get to see the real Kamala. Well, who is the real Kamala? Well, sources say she's looking for where the wave is going and is determined to ride it. And that's the real Kamala, riding the wave and going where the wind blows. And where's the new wave going? Stone cold communism.
We know that in 2028, yes, we have an opportunity to move beyond the current federal administration. And that begs the question, to what? And I think that it is time to be able to not only have a vision, but to deliver on that vision.
Mamdani has a vision, and Kamala Harris would like to borrow his glasses. She's been texting with the mayor. She's been making friends with the Palestinian wing. But Kamala's got a blind spot. The commies want to abolish the presidency. So if she wins, she's going to be a figurehead. They're going to put a collar around her, and they're going to walk her around on a little leash. And Mamdani is going to tell her where she's going.
I think we all belong to the big tent that is the Democratic Party. I think the question that's now in front of us is, where do we want to go? And what do we want this party to be?
No one knew who this guy was a year ago. He wasn't even born here. And now he's telling the National Democrat Party that's been around for 2 centuries where it's going. And they're listening to him. Why? Because he won 1 race in New York. Not a swing state. But here's the issue. No one's going to give Kamala any more money. You know, right? The big checks. The only way the donors are going to back her is if she clean sweeps the early primaries. Then everybody falls in line. Well, how does she do that? Lock up the commie wing. She's going to pull a Biden. Remember what he did with Berner? He said, I'll do, Bernie, whatever you want. Green New Deal, black justices, black female VP. I'll even kill the pipeline. I don't know what I'm signing, but I'll sign it. They both need each other. The commies are like a parasite, and Kamala's the host. And together, they're going to try to go all the way. But Kamala's going to have to pretend like she's not an insider, that she hasn't lived in D.C. for a decade, been a lifelong politician, because the powers that be, they're tired of her excuses.
When her people say she only had 107 days and there wasn't enough time.
Sarah, I just want to let you know, because you lost one of your family members in Iran during the January uprising. As I said to Kathy in Armin's show, it doesn't really matter how much documentation the regime remnants destroys. All of that documentation was saved outside of Iran. One way or another, justice is going to come to those fucks. Actually, President Trump set that up in January.
You know what I think might happen? I think some people inside, to save themselves or whatever, might be making copies of that shit and keeping it. You know what I'm talking about? Like if I was those motherfuckers and I don't even like the regime that much, but I can't really get out, what I would be doing is I'd be collecting intelligence against them for when the trials come. You understand what I'm saying? Like oh, you're gonna burn the evidence? Sure, give me the stuff to burn. Pop up. I'm taking pictures.
I guess some special treatment might be in order if you're willing to barbecue the whole Nazi high command.
Yeah. I think you know what? I wouldn't put it. I don't think it's far fetched to think that some of even people inside might be saving some stuff so that, you know, to save themselves, or because they just really hate where it has gone, or they're really, you know, repentance is a real thing, right? Some people, they go down a path and they get stuck where they are, but they're like, fuck, I don't want to be here anymore. This sucks, but I can't get out. in too deep, they say sometimes. Some of these motherfuckers may be in too deep, but they could do good work while they're in there. And if there's ever an out, they'll fucking give you what you need. That's how I would put it. Now, the lady I was talking about, her name is Taylor Lorenz. And she worked for the Washington Post. She doxed a lot of people. Check that out. She went to the what is this called? The American School in Switzerland, TASIS, and it cost $90,000 a year to go to that high school. $90,000. And she's over here in the Washington Post.
This fucking high school costs more than most people's high-end housing. I mean, what the fuck?
1 year. And she went 4 years. She went 4 years. That's 180. That's what, 360? That's a lot.
This bitch's high school costs $360,000.
And she's over there at the Washington Post pretending like she's some hard-working New Yorker, just doing her thing as a journalist at the Washington Post. I wasn't put here by a bunch of elitists. I'm not an elitist. No. I'm here for the people. Bullshit. That's who Taylor Lorenz is.
Can you
and she
fucking believe the audacity?
That's a lot of money, ain't it? For a high school? $360,000. Oh, we're giving. Okay, breathe.
God.
I know it is hard to breathe after hearing that shit. It is. I'm gonna let it play so you can like catch a breather.
Don't run for the nomination. There were plenty of people who would have run if she stayed aside, who were willing to not use that as an excuse. I just don't understand how she can blame people for having 107 days when she insisted on being the nominee.
She does have some things going.
You know what I think about that? I think it was about the campaign funds, because after the primaries, you can't just change the nominee if you took money. You have to give the money back. And if you don't want to give the money back, you got to make the vice president pseudo presidential candidate. Otherwise, you got to give the fucking money back. Because if not, it's campaign fraud. You can't just pick the next runner-up. You can't just pick Newsom and give him the money, because they didn't donate the money to that administration. They donated to Biden.
Wait, you got to give it back? I thought that they could keep. You had three choices. You could give it back, you could donate it to charity, or you could keep it. And Ron Paul chooses to keep his when he did his bit. You can't keep it?
Okay. I think
maybe they changed it.
You might know more than me on this. I'm just guessing. But I think that they didn't like their choices. I think they would rather do this than give it back or give it to someone else. They would have to choose, right? They would have to choose. Ron Paul kept his money, but the amount of money that was in this campaign was a lot.
Oh, the shitload.
Okay, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna call Eminem, tell him, and get some kickbacks. Right. You're gonna call Beyonce and get some kickbacks. You're gonna call every rapper in Hollywood and get some kickbacks. You're gonna make concerts.
Go ahead,
You're gonna get kickbacks. You're gonna get kickbacks. There's gonna be a lot of envelopes floating around because we're not gonna win, but we're gonna spend this fucking money and we're gonna get some fucking kickbacks. That's what I think happened. Why didn't they give it back? Because they want to spend it. Because if you don't spend it, you don't get the kickbacks. The only way to get the kickbacks is through, laundering it through activities that have to do with campaign. Oh, yeah. We spread all those pamphlets. We printed every single one of them. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. No, we bust all those people there for sure.
Bennies in it. Right.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to give it back because they can't get the kickbacks. That's the only way to do it. I think that's what happened. I think that's why that's why that's the plan that had to go through.
Going for woman of color. Do you think the commies want Gavin Newsom? All the hair gel, blonde wife? Unless Newsom starts doing land acknowledgments, he's cooked. Kamala is going to reinvent herself. Introducing Commie Harris. Because the last version, that dog didn't hunt.
People want that new car smell, as Barack Obama once said. They're not going to give Kamala Harris a third at bat. there is no appetite for another Kamala Harris candidacy.
One of the biggest knocks on Harris last time was that she didn't have an identity. Her only identity was her identity. She didn't have an agenda. She just had a...
Okay, he's wrong about that. Because that would assume that she only had one identity. You remember when she was Indian and then she became black?
It goes beyond that. There was a guy who knows her. He was what the hell's his name? He was actually
the judge.
No, he's a physicist, and he's also a political commentator. Anyway, he said, don't buy level one. Hardcore leftist. Her father was a hardcore leftist. Don't buy what you're seeing. It's all bullshit. All the crazy, like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's all an act. Don't buy level one. Don't get fooled. He said, don't get fooled by level one. I'll find it for you after school tomorrow. I'll get it to you. It's fucking crazy.
I remember that there was, I think it was, I don't remember who was talking about her. I don't know if he was a pastor, if he was like a judge or some shit. But there's someone talking about her bullshit. And there's a lot of people that talk about her bullshit. And what they point at is that she was basically a mistress of some fucking governor in or mayor.
Like
I don't
a
remember
60-plus-year-old black mayor she was blowing.
Mayor, that's the guy.
You know, that's shitty. Even though I don't like her, that's a shitty thing to do to people, where you have to like trade sexual favors as the entrance barrier. And while I hate her, one can hate the act that they were forced to do, and still hate that person.
Well, okay, but you got to understand there's two sides of that. There's people that feel forced into it. There's people
You're
that
saying that maybe he was forced into it. He might have been.
Yeah, maybe she like put a little extra Irish in the coffee. You know what I'm talking about? and hey,
choice, what the fuck for the discerning rapist?
Because there's women that kind of get forced into it, but there are women that jump in full force saying, this is my weapon, I want to use it. They might cry about it later and fake crying about it later, but at the time they're like, oh yeah, honey. So I was thinking about getting a job. And you know what I'm saying? If she went through some shitty shit to get where she went, that's shitty. But I wouldn't put it past her to to want to get into it from the souls up. You know what I'm talking about? some women jump into it.
Put a little Viagra and ecstasy in this shit.
Yeah, a little Viagra, a little ecstasy, a little vodka. Here's your coffee, honey. That'll get you up and running. So you gotta. It would be disrespectful to women to not remember that there's both sides of it, because some women will tell you, yeah, some of us are victims, but some of these bitches, you can't just believe all women. You can't just believe all men either.
Or with regards to Hillary, whatever, still to be decided.
Let's see what Jesse says.
The vibe, remember? Joy. She didn't have any new ideas. Her only new idea she stole from Trump. No tax on tips. But now the real Kamala hates Israel. But Doug's Jewish. So we're not really sure how that's going to go down at home. Mamdani might even get her to arrest Netanyahu.
Benjamin Netanyahu is a war criminal, the architect of a
horrific
genocide against the Palestinian people. I agree with the ICC.
You see this bullshit, how he puts on that G-Shock watch like he's not loaded?
The Benjamin Netanyahu should be arrested and tried for his crimes. It is clear that we do not have the...
we all know that the G-Shock watch is a good watch, but when you use, sometimes some people use it like, no, I'm a man of the people. I don't, come on.
Independent legal authority to enforce this warrant. Benjamin Netanyahu is not welcome in New York City.
Now every Democrat has to answer for this third world pipe dream.
Can you tell us what you think about Mamdani's plan to explore whether he can arrest Netanyahu?
That's the lady who married her brother, isn't it? That's who that is. Why is she? So this is the stuff that pisses me off.
Yeah, I think I saw her on Pornhub. She was caught inside the washer. Oh, I'm stuck. Come on, that's funny.
I'll search for that later. But hey, it's investigation. We gotta check these things. But like but these were like, this isn't even stepbrother stuff. She married her full blood brother. This was more like turning my brother straight type thing. Like she wanted to get him in. She did some shiesty stuff within the system to get him in, and claimed, which might not be true, that wherever he was, if he came out of his closet, as not really gay but queer, he dresses funny. He doesn't really suck dicks, but he dresses funny. So we got to give him the privileges, that kind of shit. When they're like sneaking in.
At that restaurant. Why don't ruin every restaurant I eat at? That's fuck. Damn it.
Well, she did a lot of stuff that, like, you should legit be fired already, in jail. Why don't they do it? Why doesn't DOJ do anything about this shit? Pam Bondi didn't do shit. I fucking hate Pam Bondi, man. She was such a waste of time. It's like a wasted year.
She wasn't a waste of time. She had to juggle. I understand why you'd probably have a problem, right? She was juggling two different things. One is, like, I like both Don Bongino and Pam Bondi. Both had legitimate points with regards to the Epstein files. Oh my God, what about the Epstein? Yeah, we should do that. So there are a lot of, like, Epstein wasn't tied to Jewish intelligence. He was tied to Russian intelligence. And Epstein used his island as a honey trap to entrap a lot of our allies. People are high up in our allies. And we know that there is a very high degree of probability at the time that we're going to be getting into an escalatory war. We're going to need our allies. So there was like a very fine way to do that. Now, plus there was also some investigations that were still ongoing. So you can't just disclose everything when there's still ongoing shit. So there's that part, right? Operational security.
What does that have to do with Elon?
The investigation, trying to find a way to manage that in a manner where you still bring justice for the victims in a manner that doesn't act as a wedge issue for, say, Putin's criminalized counterintelligence state to try and further fragment NATO. On the other hand, that's a valid point. On the other hand, Don Bongino is also right, because he's like, you need to sit there and, and just put it all out there. People, why? A, the people who are victimized need to have justice done. B, we are getting into a shooting war. People do not have confidence in our institutions because they have been so adulterated and misused. And that doesn't mean that those organs of national power don't have an illustrious history. They do. Former CIA Director Woolsey just passed away, and he was a very, very, brave patriot, right? That said, because they've been so adulterated, because there's been such institutional capture, because of the stupid shit done by political appointees, people have lost faith in them. And so having full transparency is the beginnings to rebuild that trust. And that becomes a really hard fucking needle to thread. So there's legitimate criticism for Pam Bondi, to be sure.
Yeah, for everything that has nothing to do with the Epstein file. Why isn't this bitch in jail? Why aren't those mayors in jail? Why aren't those fucking judges in jail? All those things have nothing to do with the Epstein files, nothing to do with compromised people. There is a lot of things that you could have done on the fucking ground that would give you so many wins that we wouldn't care about the Epstein files.
That's what I meant by there's legitimate criticisms of her. I was just using the Epstein file because that's one that, and that's forgive me if I jumped the gun on that, because that's just usually where everybody kind of went to because of the sensationalism of it. Why not? It was horrible. You didn't say that. I'm just saying that's what I extrapolated.
No, like there's audience, there's new people every day that have to hear this shit. Like I understand what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but there's new people on the program every day in our channels that some of them, they need to hear this shit, right? And I understand why you got to put it out there, because you also understand that there's going to be new people over here that haven't heard this shit. But like some of them have or haven't heard what I'm saying or have been saying what I'm saying. Like, okay, fine. the Epstein's, like, I understand what you're saying about the Epstein's file, but why aren't you going after all these other corrupt motherfuckers? Why so many strongly worded letters and so little action? If you couldn't do it, how could the guy that just got in do it? How come this guy that just got in could do it, but you couldn't? How come this guy that just got in could do it right now and you couldn't do it a year ago? That's my question. That's what's burning in my head is like,
that's valid. That's valid point.
and what the hell was that shit with Chuck Schumer? What is she leaking to him or some shit? That was kind of crazy. That was kind of crazy. Like I heard, like that's one of the reasons. I don't know if that's confirmed, but I heard that's one of the reasons she got fucking fired. Oh, we got a super chat here from Tin Lee. Monkey, I understand your frustration. The first person that should have been gone to jail was Hillary a long time ago. Trump let her go, and it's a mistake. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm with you 100%, but the thing is that when he said, because you'd be in jail, and people started screaming, lock her up, he never said, I'm going to lock her up. People like kind of took that to mean as a campaign promise. He never said he was going to lock her up.
Well,
I think he should have.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think he should have. But I think, you know what? Someone that has a true passion and understanding on how disgusting this piece of shit is Jeff. So go ahead and speak on it.
No, it's like, so Hillary needs to go to jail. That said, again, we're in the beginning parts of an escalatory war. And what did Hillary say? If she goes down, everybody goes down. So if you're going to clean house like that, you know, there's going to be a lot of instability in the transition.
I don't know what, like, okay, so what could she have that wasn't on that server that she leaked to every fucking body?
Oh, she had shit on there she should not have had.
I think
I'm one of the people that blew her in.
I think this is just like a rotten gauze.
Fucking articles I wrote, bro.
I think it's like an old Band-Aid. You just gotta rip it off. It's gonna hurt, but you gotta do it. You understand what I'm saying? Like some misapplied gauze that's been on there too long. You just gotta fucking
just be ready with the triage team to make sure you can staunch the bleeding. That's all I'm saying.
Which is why I think if anything big is gonna happen with cleaning up the house, it has to be after midterms. I think if the midterms get secured, there could be a lot of house cleaning, and after house cleaning, there might be some ability to secure like the future, right? Maybe a more fair and free election, meaning don't let a whole bunch of fucking illegals vote in the election so that you disenfranchise black people who turn to Trump.
So important, Sketch. I'm so happy that you keep hammering that home. I know all the guys in Project Civica. I know people who know True the Vote. Like, if you want, I can definitely make that call. Like that.
I wrote an article about it. I don't know if you ever saw it, but like one of the things I've been like hammering.
Send it to me.
I sent it to you.
No, I'm saying you should send it to me. I'd love to read it.
I'm gonna like just go over it a little bit here. Like I went over how basically they're displacing roughly 8 to 38% of the black vote and 30% of the Hispanic vote that went to this was in 2016. By 2024, Trump reached 48 among Hispanic. That's a lot of Hispanics going for Trump. 15% in the black vote by 2024. So what they did was, instead of adapting to the working class citizens of color, the Democrat establishment pursued demographic replacement. So this is like the Democrats are replacing black people and Hispanics with and Latinos with illegals because they don't want to serve them anymore.
They did the same with gay and lesbians with transgender. They did the same shit.
Yeah. Like one of the things that goes into it is the statistical impossibility of the chain of policies and action is too precise, too sequential, too perfectly aligned to be accidental, from the immediate post-2016 recognition of minority fish to minority voter shifts to the 21 expansion of the humanitarian parole NIA, to the launch of multiple CHNV programs via specific federal notices. Like, this was systemic. The push to replace the votes of the Latinos and the black people that went for Trump, it's systemic. The placing of the people, the laws that they use, the 15 to 13% constant voter roll mistakes everywhere. Why is it always the same percent? Because it's just enough to win. Like, this is very, very suspicious. Like, they did this on purpose. The pattern is clear. It's not accidentally shift among Black Latino voters. CHNV parole expansion, intentional ethnic replacement designed to disguise deception and possible cheating as lost gains to voter policy. A 5 to 13 nationwide. Because how do you do that nationwide? Every state has different laws and different methods to do this. 5 to 13% nationwide voter roll integrity problem replacement mattered. It is sustained. Like, I made this a while ago, so I don't remember it too good, and I used the computer and AI to help me get all the data and run it 10 times to make sure this has the format of a proper article, not a like a report that you would do in like like a investigative report, but at least like a decent article. And I tried to have all the sources in there, but I'll send it to you. This is an article I made about that. They're trying to replace us. They're trying to replace. We don't. It's good that we have. Oh my God, what's his name? Scott Pressler. But we need like Jerome Pressler and Jose Pressler. You know what I'm talking about? We need like one of these in every type of neighborhood. You understand what I'm saying? We need people to
You
get
should
out the
reach
vote.
out to Project Civica.
I'll talk to them, but like in Puerto Rico, I'm a little bit limited
No,
because
I'm
for
saying
our
so Project Civica did a lot of the groundwork in cleaning out the voter rolls and stuff to try and tighten down like the security of our voting and or
Yeah.
confidence in our voting system. And if you're writing about like people's concerns regarding the integrity of our vote, like our voting process, which is a legitimate concern. Not to say you should like riot. I'm just saying like that's a legitimate concern. Why is it that Democrats bitched, whine, moaned, and complained about fucking hanging chads, yet it's not rational to have concerns regarding mass mail-in ballots, which is not the same as an absentee ballot, because an absentee ballot you have to show ID and all that shit. Mass mail-in ballot, who knows, right? I mean, there's a reason why a lot, like over half of the developed countries in the West don't use mass mail-in ballots, at least at the time, to the best of my knowledge, because of the extreme risk for fraud, right?
You know, I can tell you what we do in Puerto Rico. I work for the GOP counting votes. Like, you go to the school, it's usually a school, and you have one of each party. Usually it's a Democrat, a Republican, and an independent. And people go in there and they put in the ballot. They get a little stamp on their thumb. So it's like a very special ink. So they know you vote, right? And you have to show your ID because we have a whole department of voter ID where you get free IDs that are only good for voting. You can't open an account with it. It's not an ID you could use, at a bank. It's not a driver's license. Like, some cops will be like, yeah, I get this is really you, but it's just for voting and it's free, right? Just to make sure nobody can fucking complain about the cost of identification. Oh, yeah, it's free ID. It's just for voting. So just so you can vote. And the day is off. Like, that day is off. They have to, for 2 days, they have to like make a dry law so people, because they just buy massive amounts of alcohol and celebrate. It becomes a party. We make everything.
Cinco años, baby. Cinco años.
Yeah, I'm saying. But like what we do is we're in the class. At the end of the day, we sit down and we count the votes. How many are Democrat? How many are Republican? How many are independent? All three of us have to agree on the count. We seal the ballot. All three of us sign that there's the correct number of Republicans, Democrats, and independents. We all seal it. The three of us together take it to the center area, like the courtyard or whatever, and all those ballots go into a pickup. And I don't know why they pick a pickup. I think it's because it's open and everybody can see what's going on inside. The police escort you. You're not supposed to sit in the bed of a pickup during transport, but that day you can. Especially if you're the three people, like they pick one, like maybe from different rooms, or the people that are higher up in the process that are signing over the ballots. You get to go in the pickup. The police escort you over, and one from each party goes and delivers the ballots. They count the boxes. They count the box. You sign. Yeah, we have the same numbers, and bam, it all gets counted at the polling station. We just transport it to the. I like that it's a pickup because there's people following you with their party flag, bah, 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 yeah, and they're like everybody's real happy, and the police are escorting you, so you get to go kind of fast. It's they make it fun. They really make it fun here, but it all gets done in a day. By the next day, you know who fucking won. All paper ballots. That's the way it
A little
used to be,
Bacardi
I
and
think.
like tequila doesn't hurt either, right?
There's a lot of Bacardi going around. Like the thing about Puerto Rico is that it's less combative between the parties because every election is a party. It's literally a party. Like we took the thing political party, we emphasized on the party, and we kind of forget about the political part of it for the voting day. It's more of a party than it is about a political party. That for that day. And it can be like, it can get contentious before, and it can get contentious when there's what do you call it, when they have speeches and like that, they're getting really mean with each other. But at least in my time, I don't know if it's gotten worse lately because I don't watch local politics as much as I used to. But it was so much fun, and we got the votes done so fast. So
Dude,
easy.
leftists would
Voter ID.
totally kill that party. They
No
would
one
start
Puerto Rico.
preaching to you about how you didn't use the right like, motherfucker, I just did a Jello shot off this chick's back. Why are you bugs killing team? Throw this motherfucker out. Oh
Exactly.
God. They would just ruin everything. I mean, it would just be horrible. Do you know, Sketch, that you're culturally appropriating those that invented tequila?
No.
They would totally say that shit.
We can drink the rum, the tequila. They can drink the rum. It's fine. It's no problem. Another thing is, oh my God. What I was going to tell you is, damn, I forgot. Oh, we get it done in a day. And no one in Puerto Rico thinks voter ID is racist because we all have voter ID. And we come in every color. You probably met a lot of Puerto Ricans in your day. They are every fucking color in the rainbow, aren't they?
I had a shitload of them in my unit, man.
But they come in
real.
Sean
Cruz was in active duty. He was Puerto Rican. And then we had a American and Puerto Rican descent in the National Guard units. He was also Cruz. They used to call him Cruise Missile because he also worked the local police department. He was a cool dude.
But they come in white, they come in brown, they come in black, they come in ginger, they come in they get the habao.
Oh yeah, the ginger is actually because of what happened in Ireland, right? A third Ireland got emptied out. And there's a certain island in the Caribbean that has really tan / burned like ginger
freckles.
Hair people. Right? Yeah,
a lot of Puerto Ricans with freckles.
Fucking ginger hair. Well, there's a certain thing there.
Like we got there's Asians. There's a lot of Asians that came over here too. We have Native American blood also, of course. But it's you know what they call this? The Jungle Fever Island. They just love to mix it up. So no one here thinks that voter ID is fucking racist at all. Not even a
Puerto
little.
Rican girls are hot as shit, bro. No doubt.
Yes, there's little J-Los everywhere. Like the back in the Living Color when she was like in Living Color backup dancer. Back when she was dancing for Paula Abdul. Back in those days, that kind of J-Lo.
We're telling our age. Sketch, we're telling our age with that shit.
We're showing our we are showing our age. And Living Color is that's back in the day. Way back. Let's see what's going on with Elon over here. I want to finish the video and then we close out the show. Try to get it done by 11:30.
Do you think that's a good idea? What if I ask you about Mamdani? He's exploring ways.
Obsessed with him. He's doing a great job.
Well, he's exploring ways to arrest Netanyahu. What do you think about that?
That bitch looks like a gender
Does he even
confused
have the authority to explore the arrest of
I don't know
Netanyahu?
if it applies to citizens' arrest. If he needs help, tell him to call me.
What do you think of Mayor Mamdani exploring ways to arrest Netanyahu? Do you think that's a good idea?
She ain't gonna say
what
shit.
What do you think of Mamdani and what he's saying about possibly
Also
arresting
because she looks like
Netanyahu?
she was trying not to poop.
Do you have an
herself.
opinion on that?
That's
Do you
true.
think he should be exploring that?
I didn't see that. I don't know anything that he said, so I'll check it out.
You think Kamala's going to be able to avoid that in a primary campaign? They're going to stick a mic in her face all day. Do you back
She can't.
government-run grocery
I don't think they're gonna
stores?
run her.
Do you back abolishing prisons? Are you a capitalist or are you a socialist? Look at this Fox News poll. Democrats have a more favorable opinion of socialism than capitalism.
Bruh. That's depressing.
But some of these guys are crafty.
Do you remember when the Democrats were also capitalist? And that was more like, I don't know, 80% of Democrats were capitalist? Right? That used to be normal.
The last Democrat president that ever loved America was JFK, and the Soviets shot him in the fucking head.
Yeah.
Right?
But
neocons are JFK Democrats that went to the Republican Party in the early 70s because the Democrat Party had been hijacked by pro-Soviet leftists in the mid-late 60s. I mean, think about the hard hat riots in New York City. A shout out to Push-Ups, by the way, who actually showed me that. You know, it was actually like these blue dog Democrats, that ones that worked in the steel mills and shit. They'd had enough of these privileged upper middle class, lower upper class assholes from like Colombia coming down and shitting all over Vietnam vets. And they'd had enough, and they just started beating the living fucking shit out of them everywhere.
Nice.
Oh, I loved it. It was good shit. Those people are all old and dying. And
Okay.
the DNC establishment knows it. Like, they know it. They know it. That's not their party anymore. It's not their party anymore. Not even the corrupt ones. Think about what Hillary is like. When Hillary was running against Donald, and she had to get Madam Not Too Bright, another fucking buck-toothed old canklesaurus mummy, right, who said that she wished that all of America's enemies had nuclear weapons to constrain foreign policy. I bumped into that bitch once or twice when I was like taking classes at Georgetown in the like third floor of ICC. Ugh.
What did they call her a madam? Was she pimping people?
Clinton Easton piece of shit. So in any case, like, you know, Hillary went out and had Madam Not Too Bright, and Madam Not Too Bright, this like fucking mummy bitch, is like, there's a special place in hell for young women who don't vote for Hillary. Let me get this straight. You've been pumping all this manufactured misandristic narcissism in these fucking bitches' heads for like 30 years to mobilize them to be shock troops for you politically. And now when they don't, they're like, why the fuck should we listen to this dried up old bitch whose pussy lips probably look like fish jerky? Why the fuck do we want to listen to her? Now you're going to tell them they should listen to you? Holy shit, you are so ungodly tone deaf. I don't even know where the fuck to begin. Why is it that it's like that, bro? Because universities have been churning out these fucking lunatics by the hundreds of thousands every motherfucking semester. When I was at SU, Catherine Bernatini, who was actually one of the few moderate Republicans in the fucking like faculty, and that's only because she was tied to Bill Gates and did work for like trying to stop like famine. That was Catherine's a good lady. She actually took me, she's like, why do you care about all this political stuff, Jeff? Just go out and make a lot of money. I'm like, yeah, so two things, one moral, one operational. Morally, there is ungodly sedition going on here, and it's manifesting itself operationally in the university to institutionally punish any member, any demographic the left deems undesirable. Veterans, law enforcement, Christians, Jews, people who are pro-Israel. Super shitty. Super shitty. My buddies don't go over and fight and die to ensure people's freedom, to include intellectual freedom, to have some would-be classroom despot steal that from them because they're voicing their conscience. That's the moral part. The operational part is, even if I did what you said, in a couple of years, because these fucking universities keep pumping them out by like hundreds of thousands, sooner or later they over fucking whelm you and they just vote all your money away. Maybe you should have fucking fought at this battle space in the 60s and not conceded it, so we wouldn't be in this fucking mess.
They can't buy their way out of like communism because your money
That's
doesn't
where
matter. They can just
Jesse's
take
wrong. He's like, oh, they won't get the money. You don't get it. It's not about just the money. It's the mobilization. These people have been conditioned almost from fucking birth with this increasing gatekeeper, all these gatekeeper institutions that are pumping all this bullshit into their head, right? Like whether it's education or academia that's been hijacked, or if it's the media, right?
They're starting younger.
Everywhere. They were pushing in the city I was in. I'll never forget it. Like after they had, what was it? It was the daughter of one of my fellow soldiers came back and he was calling me. He's like, Jeff, I have a problem. Like, what's going on? He's like, my daughter came home and she said she had, she was ashamed of who she was and she wished she had brown skin and black hair because she had red hair and white skin. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know why she said that? Because you had BLM rhetoric included into the city's public school system, K through 12. K through 12, bro. And I'm like,
K through 12.
It's not only is this radical left-wing neo-Marxist insanity, you're starting them off in kindergarten? What the fuck?
Yes. That's what I was going to tell you. They had this shit where I think this was in UK, this was in the US, but just to show that it's worldwide. Okay, PJ, I was highlighting one comment from PJ that says he can't have jerky again. Yeah, fish jerky, pussy lips, you're killing me over here. And we have a super chat saying good night, gents. Yes, we are ending the broadcast here, but just to close off on this anecdote, I saw this report from the UK that this school kid was sent home for being I think it was we got another super chat here. Has anyone noticed more intelligent presence online fighting misinformation and speaking up, or is it just me? Well, one of the things that helped that was like, Elon, the Grok isn't perfect, fucking Twitter isn't perfect, but at least you can say your shit and not be like the old days, because I have to see it as a pivot point. Once Elon bought Twitter, things kind of like you could talk a little more. The conversation kind of changed because they kind of had to compete with everybody was running to a place where you could actually see what you fucking thought. Like Twitter is the place that fucking blocked the Don, right? So when that changed, when people start feeling at least there's some place where I can speak openly, that kind of started propagating and people were more daring in other places and challenging it more. I think that had a domino effect into all this stuff. But what I was going to the anecdote is that this kid in UK, he's like, okay, so it's optional if you want or you don't want to get on your knees on this prayer rug. And this fucking Catholic white kid in fucking first grade, second grade, like grade school, it's kind of like, I don't want to do it. And they painted it as optional, but when he didn't want to do it, they sent it home and said no, because he's like he did a hate crime or something. And that was in the news. So it's not only in America. I think it's like it might be worldwide, especially all over Europe. Well, not worldwide. I doubt they do that in fucking Saudi Arabia. Well, about religion, but I they won't make you hate your skin if you're a little light in Saudi Arabia, right? Because they have their white Muslims too, right? They care more about religion. Point being, this kind of indoctrination that's coming in from the grade school to the kids, it's in America, it's all over Europe, and it has to stop because they're starting really, really young, and it's because all these people that teach are coming from academia, and they're coming from these, like, the ivory tower. It used to be a good thing, it's not anymore, and that's something that needs to be looked at. That's why I like the way the Don said, look, if you are teaching this shit, you're not getting the money. And we find any of these schools
100%.
teaching this shit, we're cutting your fucking funds. I want to end it with that. We're not gonna be able to finish the video because, well,
sorry, Sketch.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. No, because like I don't think they're running Kamala. I think they might try and make a play for her, but I don't think it's gonna be serious. I can't like I'm trying to follow the video's logic, but I can't see a world where Kamala's the candidate. Like I understand they're doing like a thought exercise, but I don't see it. So before I go chat, I want to tell you guys, I want to tell you something very important. Bless you guys. Bless your health. Bless your wealth. Bless your plans. Bless your kin, your family, your loved ones, and everything you touch. Peace.
Be safe.